maybe gas
They don't
grenades.
need to make some kind of like eldritch abomination. It's scary enough. Like, imagine a monkey with 2 arms. Ooh, scary. Imagine a monkey with 4 arms. Holy shit.
I had a very different answer to that question now than the day it was posed to me. But I mean, that's not really saying much. I'm pretty sure my response was like 3 sentences. Kind of a far cry from how I explain movies nowadays. Our trip through the time machine presses forward, dear viewer. Plans for a Jurassic Park 4 were being constructed by Steven Spielberg before 3 was even done filming. And then 3 came out and, yeah, people didn't like it. Can't imagine why, honestly. So plans were quietly put on hold for a little bit. Mind you, the plans they did have were some wild ones, and this franchise was about to take a very different direction if 3 ended up doing well. I won't go too far into what those plans were, as they honestly could only be done justice with their own videos, but we were about to move hard away from Michael Crichton and into Tom Clancy territory instead. Also, they were about to start making human dinosaur hybrids with arm cannons. Needless to say, everybody laughed at this, and the guy who drew it came out and said that these concepts were never actually going to be used, or were for drafts of the script that didn't get far enough to be taken seriously anyway. But then we had Mr. My Hypothesis over here implying that they were going to get used.
This conversation got me thinking about grade school, and I remember in one of my science books that there was a discussion and a picture of what man would look like if we had evolved from dinosaurs instead of mammals. And I'm wondering if any more thought had been given to that, and if that was really true, and if that would be a possibility. Why did mammals succeed over dinosaurs?
Well, that's actually a really good question. And of course, the non-avian dinosaurs went extinct because of what we think of as some really catastrophic event, but just to sort of whet your appetite about that, I would say, keep thinking about that, and in a couple of years, go see Jurassic Park 4.
And what mischief have you been up to?
So yeah, there we are on that. We could have had Jurassic Park lizard people, and I could be making a video on that right now. Probably wouldn't have done very well audience-wise, but man, if there wouldn't have been some golden watch parties from it. But no, everyone saw Jurassic Park 3 and did the body snatchers thing at it. So Universal got scared and backed off from anything related to the franchise for a few years. What's more, this hiatus also marks the unfortunate loss of Michael Crichton, which created even greater uncertainty for the franchise's future.
When Crichton passed away, I sort of felt, that's it. Maybe that's a sign that we don't mess with it.
That's not to say that things were abandoned. No, far from it. This IP makes way too much money for that to happen. But suffice to say, things were not looking good for it in any respect of the word. And given how the last movie went, any sequel that was going to come next was going to be under some heavy studio supervision. The time for experimentation is over, one might say. Whatever's coming next is going to be so safe, it'll be like putting a life vest over someone out in the desert. People didn't do the spastic clapping for the Spinosaurus like we wanted them to. Sorry, Jack Horner, time to admit that it's just a T-Rex they found next to a crocodile and a sailfish.
I did get to introduce Spinosaurus into Jurassic Park 3. We knew at the time that it was a fish eater, but we wanted a dinosaur big enough to kill T-Rex realistically. Obviously, it couldn't really do that because it ate fish.
And thus, a set of parameters were put forth on what this next movie would require. A fully open and operational Jurassic Park, because it'll be funny. Some dude who trains velociraptors and has a relationship with them, because that was a big part of the original Jurassic Park 4 script, and that's gonna be in the movie, because I said so. A dinosaur that breaks out and eats people, because that happened in the first movie, and people liked the first movie. And children. Yeah, important note there. Having annoying children that no one likes is an actual requirement for these films. Explains a bit, doesn't it? Enter Colin Trevorrow, a guy who at this point hadn't really done anything of real note other than a Sundance drama piece about time travel.
I had seen Safety Not Guaranteed, and I felt that the very last scene of Safety Not Guaranteed was what convinced me that Colin was the right person to direct Jurassic World.
One might imagine a slightly odd thing to base your decision off of on who's going to be making your dinosaurs eating people movie, until you realize that Spielberg probably just threw a dart at a board and went, you're making Jurassic Park 4. Okay, here's how you're going to make it. Okay.
He had a story to tell. He didn't just come in and say, I'd like to render my services directing the 4th installment. He came in with an actual story.
Damn, Steven, really throwing out the hard roasts on this one, are we? Yeah, Colin's great. I told him what the movie was going to be, and so he had a plan for it, unlike what happened last time. And thus, Joe Johnston fell so Colin Trevorrow could rise, taking on the helm of the franchise to bring us all another go-around on the roller coaster. And from his hand came forth the creation of Jurassic World, waddling forward like the kid from A Christmas Story, with enough proverbial safety nets and padding to ensure as many people as possible liked it. And like it, they did, as it was the second highest grossing movie of 2015. A full refresh of the franchise, boasting itself as both a reboot and a sequel, depending on whether or not you liked the previous two movies or not. Guys, if you didn't like Lost World or Jurassic Park 3, don't you worry, because this is a full-on redo of the series. But also, if you did like them, they're still canon if you want them to be. Please love me, I'm sorry we killed the T-Rex. And to help facilitate this refresh, it means working from the ground up on basically everything, and that includes the cast. One of the main questions on everyone's mind prior to the release of the film was whether or not we were going to be seeing any of our favorite Jurassic actors showing back up. Jeff Goldblum and Sam Neill are right there, after all. Easy pickings, but again, technically a soft reboot. We're keeping the last things that happened there if we need them, but we don't necessarily want people thinking about it that much, except for that one point where they just full on stop the story so they can member berries the first movie. But other than that, let's keep it reasonable, everyone. Colin was quick to temper expectations on that front by informing everyone that the movie was going to be a mostly new cast. Good thing, too. If he hadn't have done that, someone might have not liked it.
I know a lot of fans want to see the original characters back. They're iconic, but I respect those actors too much to shoehorn them into this story for my own sentimental reasons. Jurassic Park isn't about the bad luck of 3 people who keep getting thrown into the same situation. The only reason they'd go back to that island is if the screenwriters contrived a reason for them to go.
It took them a while, but finally, after 14 years of production hell, nightmarish rewrites, uncertainty, backlash from the previous film, after all of that, we received the long-awaited return of Jurassic Park, now rebranded with a shiny new coat of paint and the word world instead of park, because worlds are bigger than parks, and that means it's better than Jurassic Park 3. Don't worry, everyone. We're sorry we killed the T-Rex. We won't do it again, we promise. Truth be told, the worst part about all of it is that they broke their pattern of one Jurassic movie releasing every 4 years. 13-year-old me was very mad about this back in 2005, and I'm surprised no one else was, to be honest. All right, are we ready?
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be great.
Ready is a strong word. I think present is more the right one.
Yeah. yeah. It's gonna be
Which one is it? The first Jurassic World movie?
the first one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen this
Yeah,
one?
we're gonna go backwards.
I haven't, and I didn't want to.
Oh, okay. I'm glad to help.
As I said, I was very proud of the fact that I haven't seen it.
ready to watch Jurassic World, the
Sweet Jesus, yeah.
the best of the Jurassic World movies.
Mm-hmm.
How's that for a paradoxical statement?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Now, 14 years is a long time to not get updates from something, and the filmmakers of this franchise fancy themselves to say that each movie takes place in the respective year that it releases. And really, we didn't even get that many updates in Jurassic Park 3, so in reality, the world building has been pretty quiet since 1997. Odd thing to think about, really. Anyway, InGen opened a park or something, I don't know. Yes, in the 14 years that we weren't looking at this universe, it turns out that InGen decided to go ahead anyway and open up a zoo on Dinosaur Death Island. What's that, you say? That's a gigantic gap in the world building and it doesn't allow for any kind of connection to the previous films in any fashion whatsoever? Right you are, dear viewer, but don't you worry about it because they just did it. All those lawsuits that Ludlow was dealing with, they resolved those. T-Rex eating people on the mainland, nah, it's fine, nobody noticed. InGen having financial problems? Well, they simply stopped being poor, don't worry about it. Spinosaurus killing a T-Rex? Yeah, that definitely never happened, I don't know what you're talking about. But with that, we've actually come to an interesting portion of this critique right off the bat, which is essentially going to be the catch-up bit where we break down what these idiots have been doing this whole time and how the marketing team for these movies justified this happening. Because also, remember how we ended off in Jurassic Park 3? Yeah, with those hyper-aggressive pterodactyls leaving the island? Yeah, that's never addressed. In one of the rejected Jurassic Park 4 scripts, it opens with them attacking a Little League game, but obviously that never came to be, and whatever happened after this bit is never brought up in the movies. Now, one of the main things to keep in mind here is that this is likely because the studio was still teetering on whether or not they were going to decanonize Lost World in 3. There were rumblings of this being the case during the movie's release, and it's entirely possible that the people in charge were keeping an eye on public reaction to determine whether or not they were going to be doing that. As such, there are basically no references at all to the second or third installments, and the movie only really acknowledges that the first film exists. However, by the time Fallen Kingdom came around, I guess they decided to keep it all in there, as that was the point where we got a flood of world building from third-party sources explaining what went on in that giant time gap. Man, imagine if this was a thing back when campfire stories were a more commonplace thing, huh? Wait a minute, you just jumped ahead almost 15 years. You didn't say how we got here. Nuh-uh, you have to go look it up and piece it together yourself across 3 different websites. So remember, there's no telling if any of this is actually canon. I mean, sure, they say it is, but since it's not in the movies, the filmmakers could decide at any given point to just throw it out, since the only people who would know about it would be the super fans that actively search it out. Or the people who get told about it from the super fans when they ask what the hell is going on. It would be the most unnoticed retcon in all of storytelling. Additionally, as I pointed out in my Dominion review, some of this information isn't the easiest to access anymore, and pretty much all of it is entirely dependent on whether or not Universal keeps paying for the domain or not. The Dinosaur Protection Group website is back up since I made that video, but as of this recording, Jurassic World's Mizrami Global website can only be accessed from the Wayback Machine. It's the exact same reason why requiring an internet connection is an abysmal model to run a video game off of. You're essentially hard setting an expiration date for it that those who partake will never know until the day it comes around. Could be 10 years from now, could be 20 years from now, but in the end, how long is kind of irrelevant since the entire point of a story is to be timeless. So I'm mainly just including it here for the sake of completion and to point out that it's silly. And also because I want to, I don't know. Are any of you actually going to be against me bringing this up? But evidently, according to people promising me that it's the case, there was quite a bit of nonsense that was going on after the events of Lost World. After Ludlow was an idiot and brought a T-Rex to the mainland, it should come as no surprise that there were some repercussions from it. One of the first things that took place was John Hammond taking back over as CEO, and basically saying, "Excellent. Now that my nephew has been dealt with, my plan of destroying my company can continue." And then he did exactly that, working with the US and Costa Rican governments to release all of InGen's sensitive information regarding what they did, as well as to set in place the Gene Guard Act. The 3 main laws of this bill were that dinosaurs would be classified in the same category as other endangered species. Isla Nublar and Sorna would be immediately restricted, banning anyone from being able to go there, and most importantly, a ban was placed on any further genetic cloning of prehistoric fauna or flora. Yes, to the horror of everyone who worked for him, John Hammond facilitated the creation of the Make InGen Go Bankrupt Act. And to the surprise of no one, InGen immediately went under after all of this, and the company was then bought out by a new mega corporation by the name of Mizrani Global. And I don't know, something about that seems kind of familiar. I almost feel like we've been here before or something.
You don't just want money. You need money,
or else you're going to get bought out by someone more evil than you. As I mentioned, InGen was also obligated to reveal everything they had been doing since the late 80s, and as such, a list was released to the public detailing all of the species of dinosaurs that had been cloned, and possibly most interestingly, how many are actually on each island. 1 year after the 1993 incident, there were approximately 59 animals left on Isla Nublar, 28 of which were compies, so not really relevant to the point I'm about to make. The velociraptor population was unknown, and the Gallimimus population had declined by almost 3 times its original number, as the famous Rexy had been killing them off over the course of the last year. Now, I can't speak on any of the other animals here, but it's worth noting that the T-Rex in Jurassic World is meant to be the same T-Rex that was in the original movie, essentially implying that Isla Nublar was in a similar state that Isla Sorna was in over the course of the last 2 sequels. Of course, Lost World's very tagline of "something has survived" contradicts this, as the implication in that movie was that all of the dinosaurs on Nublar died. If this wasn't the case, it begs the question of why didn't Ludlow and Roland hit up Nublar instead, as the population there is drastically smaller than it is on Sorna. For one, this means that the expedition is going to be safer because there's only like 6 to 10 carnivores total that you would need to worry about. And also, those are expensive company assets that are all in dire need of attention. Assuming it's even still alive right now, that T-Rex isn't going to live much longer on the 25 herbivores that were left via the report that was made 3 years earlier. But no, don't worry about it. Apparently this thing survived all the way up until 2002 when InGen finally remembered they had a Site A. It was a little malnutritioned, but you know, these things happen. On the opposite side of this coin, Isla Sorna was bursting at the seams with its population, coming out to a whopping 199 animals from its original population count following the company abandoning it. Mind you, this included 6 Tyrannosaurs, 18 Velociraptors, 12 Dilophosaurs, 43 Compies, 10 Pterodactyls, and 7 other miscellaneous carnivores. Like, good God, Nublar and Sorna were both suffering different extremes of the same demented poker chip of life finding a way. Everything on Nublar was going to be dead because there was nothing left there to begin with, and everything on Sorna was going to be dead because of the 18 Velociraptors. And as I said in the last video, this was pretty much the entire point of Crichton's second novel. There are way too many predators here for the landmass that we are working with. This information is making Lost World seem less believable, much less Jurassic Park 3. The amount of spinning that Michael Crichton is doing in his grave right now is undoubtedly providing power to some government agency, because this is so intensely antithetical to how he constructs his stories, it almost feels intentional. This man spent an entire chapter of Jurassic Park explaining how motion sensors work. He spent an entire chapter in Lost World explaining why a dinosaur had a long tail. It would have taken him 3 books to justify this information. With that in mind, here's where things get really fun. The CEO of InGen's new parent company was a fellow by the name of Simon Mizrahi, and Simon here has some interesting challenges he needs to face both in-universe and out. Out of universe, we want the audience to like him, but in-universe, he's still about to open Jurassic Park 2.
John Hammond entrusted me with his dying wish, and not once did he mention profit.
Oh, that's cool. Who are you?
Yeah.
John Hammond entrusted you with his dying wish. That seems important. It seems like you should have been in the.
Yeah,
seems like you should have been in the other movies.
Scammers that just happened to call the right guy at the right time.
Why did they
John
have...
Hammond was going senile. I want you to run my park. You're like a grandson to me.
Like, John, I thought you said you wanted the animals to live free. No, I changed my mind again.
Make $1 billion park.
However, something does stand in the way of that. The aforementioned Gene Guard Act. Basically, we're not allowed to make any more dinosaurs, and what we have is what we got. And that's a little unfortunate, because we want to make more. But Simon Mizrahi is a good guy, and he would never break the law. And so this whole thing about InGen going back to Isla Sorna back in 1998 to secretly clone more dinosaurs, they were definitely doing that behind Simon's back.
Information surrounding the illegally bred species surfaced online during the 2015 inquiry via an anonymous hacker known as Jurassic Hacker, who published sensitive InGen documents. Key revelations included the new species were grown in secret on Isla Sorna, Site B, and experimented on over a period of 9 9 months, starting just 100 days after the company was bought by Mizrani Global. Incubation was achieved covertly and quickly to evade attention. Only a select few InGen members were involved, and their names have been removed from records. It is unclear whether Mizrani Global CEO, the late Simon Mizrani, was aware of the violation of law. The research and growth of these animals were filed under early R&D for Jurassic Park's second incarnation, and simultaneously, amalgam testing. The new species included Ankylosaurus, Ceratosaurus, Corythosaurus, and Spinosaurus. All were abandoned on Site B until the surviving animals were reportedly moved to Nublar to be housed as future attractions to Jurassic World.
So there you have that. Retroactive world building attempting to slot Jurassic Park 3 into this mess. Spinosaurus, among other dinosaur species that never appeared in the other two movies, were apparently never there at all until this illegal operation took place. Because despite all of the endless insanity that took place while he was trying to make that movie, Joe Johnston still managed to cram this line into the final product.
Spinosaurus aegypticus. I don't remember that on InGen's list. It's because it wasn't on their list, and that makes you wonder what else they were up to.
Creating a collective sigh of exhausted relief from the writers who inherited that nightmare of a lore edition and how they were going to connect it to whatever the hell Universal was making next. So the Spinosaurus was kind of just tossed into the mix about a year or two prior to Grant and the Kirbys arriving onto the island.
What's funny is this movie actually they tried to retcon some stuff, and they made Jurassic Park 3 worse in the process, because they were saying that the Spinosaurus and the a couple of the other dinosaur species were cloned afterwards, and they were just put on Isla Sorna for whatever reason. But this was while they were
shits and giggles.
yeah while they were setting up Jurassic World on this island, they were cloning other dinosaurs and just letting them loose on Sorna for no reason.
That literally makes no sense.
Yeah.
The Spinosaurus was an adult, so it would have had to have taken at least a decade. They had to have been at least a decade ago.
No, they cloned an adult Spinosaurus, so it was already an adult. That's how that works.
Yeah. That's fair. Good point.
That's retarded. Stop.
Excuse me, you obviously don't understand science, so I need you to
How many
get over
dinosaurs
yourself.
have you cloned, Jake?
Exactly. I was cloned at least none, so
I was cloning dinosaurs while you were still spelling your name.
And following their rescue, reports of the new dinosaur species were apparently buried by bribed officials or some such nonsense, before the Gene Guard Act was pretty much abolished altogether a few years later because of further bribing of officials. And of course, this is going to further facilitate Simon Mizrani moving forward to announce the opening of Jurassic World. Today, I am pleased to announce that Mizrani Global Corporation, together with a reinvented International Genetics Technologies, are in the final stage preparations to establish a safe, secure, and fully operational theme park on Isla Nublar. For every child and adult all over the world, we give you Jurassic World. But of course, there's still some cleanup to do in terms of loose ends, particularly those left at the end of Jurassic Park 3. Assuming this whole thing of the pterodons getting off the island was supposed to be a hook, a cliffhanger, or just Johnson deliriously throwing it in because, oh my god, I'm almost done. I have harnessed the shadows that stride from world to sow death and madness when the last days were upon me and the ugly trifles of existence began to drive me to madness like the small drops of water. Anyway, I imagine you get the idea. Anybody who actually wants answers on what happened after this is only going to get them if they go looking through the weeds a little bit. But honestly, the answer is going to be a little disappointing for anyone expecting something worth the search, because in the end, they were unceremoniously recaptured by Vic Hoskins when Mizrani hired him to be part of the security division of Jurassic World. And as plans moved forward on the construction of this new and improved theme park, it is further said that another expedition was sent to Isla Sorna. And this time, since PETA wasn't around to ruin it, all of the remaining dinosaurs were apparently rounded up and taken to Isla Nublar, thus explaining why Sorna kind of just fell off the face of the earth and the filmmakers kind of just forgot that it existed, aside from throwaway lines that were probably just last-minute ADR recordings anyway. And that's about it. There's certainly more that can be talked about, but I tried to condense this as much as possible for the sake of time. All in all, this encompasses 14 years of events that could have been a movie all to itself. And this isn't even mentioning the tie-in prequel novel that fleshes out Claire Dearing's character into being an actual character. I'm not going to read it. I'm sorry. I have my limits on how far I'm willing to dig for these videos. But also keep in mind that almost none of this information was available during the release of Jurassic World, and quite a bit of it didn't come out until Fallen Kingdom, which honestly just adds to the overall silliness of the whole thing. While still dumb and nonsensical, it does provide a connecting thread that somewhat mitigates the jarring whiplash of going from Jurassic Park 3 to this. But obviously, taking this and turning it into a movie wasn't an option, because from a business standpoint, Jurassic World was meant to be a save the franchise story, and the canon and world building to that story is going to take a pretty far in the back seat to the priority of making sure things are cool and dinosaur-y. And in turn, that marks what I would say is the largest difference I could point to between the Park trilogy and the World trilogy. While it was still to varying levels of success, Jurassic Parks 1 through 3 prioritize what I can only describe as a more organic or loosely held approach to their stories, tone, and action. The guardrails of the studio were not as predominantly displayed, and as such, it was easier for the filmmakers to put up that oh-so-important illusion for any story that we're peering into a different world, rather than just watching a bunch of actors running around with other actors in silly green screen raptor costumes. Jurassic World marks the sterilization of this franchise, brought about by the societal impact of its time and the progression of the surrounding real-world events that influenced it. An audience member that pays attention or gives an even cursory look at the events of the film can easily see bits and think, oh, I know why they put that in, or oh, I know why that character said that. Which, sure, such an argument could probably be made for the earlier movies as well, but I don't think it's completely out of nowhere to say that its prevalence here is far greater than any meta nods that may or may not have been present in the other films. And honestly, the fact that there even is this amount of information out there that fills in the gaps that the movies do not provide showcase that the priority lied in a much different place than they did during the original trilogy. And that illusion of us peering into this different world becomes just that little bit thinner, regardless of any narrative problems that existed past or present. Dear viewer, the building blocks have been laid, not by the people making the movie, but by the people advertising it. And as a result, that little piece of its soul is lost in the process. It's that time we've all been waiting for. I present to you Jurassic World.
Alan!
Alan. Oh, look at this obvious dinosaur. Oh my god.
Oh, it looks so
Get
good.
it? 'Cause-
They tricked
Get it? 'Cause
me.
birds are dinosaurs.
That's a lie.
That's
You lie.
propaganda, Tom. Birds aren't even real.
Wow, that's a terrible looking CGI bird.
Why would you CGI a bird? Just shoot a bird. Was it too fucking hard to get a bird?
Oh god.
Oh, the good old fashioned, old school,
Scientifically accurate dinosaurs right there.
I will find you, Will.
After spooky foreshadowing is finished, we're introduced to the Spielberg mandates of the film, Zack and Gray, and thus I know these characters' names for the first time in the 10 years this movie's been out. Nothing really super exciting to talk about regarding them. Gray's the prodigy smart kid archetype, and Zack spends the whole movie acting like he doesn't want to be in it.
This kid is like the straw man version of me. I feel personally attacked.
Yeah.
Come on. I
love you.
see you later.
Vamonos!
Bye.
Oh, he didn't say things and then you might die.
Is it gonna be relevant in any way?
No.
No.
Lovely.
And let me tell you, the fact that these two were storyline requirements is felt through the course of this movie. They do not influence or change basically anything in the story, and their removal from said story would do nothing more but make the movie shorter. Kelly had a more impactful presence than these two, because at least she saved Malcolm from a velociraptor at one point. Sure, we can say that Gray can throw in the I helped card by giving Claire the idea of letting the T-Rex out at the end of the movie, but this could have been substituted by her literally just having the idea anyway, because why not? If anything, them being around did nothing but get someone killed, but I'd be getting ahead of myself a little bit with that one, so let's rewind. Presented to us with less relevance than Billy even had in Jurassic Park 3, Zack and Gray are getting themselves prepared prepared for a nifty little vacation to Isla Nublar.
Now they have 14 herbivores and 6 carnivores. That's like 50 tons of food a week.
Wait,
yeah, this dude
so
just
like- so
casually
like-
wanting to cheat on his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like,
And he's not even good at it.
only 6 carnivore? I mean, come on, man. Like, you.
Those are rookie
Well, how
numbers.
many? How many do you have?
At least 17.
Oh well, fair enough then. Okay,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Sorry.
This introduction sets us up with the "our parents are getting a divorce" subplot, which is completely irrelevant to the movie.
Look, you're gonna get 2 everything, right? You're gonna get 2 birthdays, 2 Thanksgivings, 2...
I don't want 2 of everything.
What, you don't want 2 parents? Is that the problem?
Guys, you know how we were like really annoyed at like the fucking divorce like parent drama in Jurassic Park 3?
Yeah.
Well, this is the
Let's have some
aftermath.
more of it.
Let's do more of that.
No,
Yeah.
this is
more of that.
This is
I
the
love-
aftermath.
love that.
You see, when parents get divorced to a child, it's like being chased by a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Same.
It's
It's the same.
horrifying, you see.
So much for our last family breakfast.
Now let's go get divorced.
Let's go get divorced, honey.
You guys not have breakfast together?
Let's go home and get divorced.
As well as providing us with a good few minutes of fan service so we can get people all nostalgic and revved up for the nonsense ahead. Most of this basically just involves playing the theme song since it's too early to show dinosaurs or something. I'm sure I'll be forgiven for skimming this a little bit.
It really looks like they packed that bus more full than they should have.
Yeah. Well, it's a very popular destination, Will.
Apparently, yeah. Even though the whole point of the movie is that interest is down in dinosaurs.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it's showing. This is a quiet season for them. Look at this.
Yeah. We
This is a
only
quiet
made
season.
$7 billion this year. Unacceptable.
Last year we made 7.1.
How do you explain this? Someone fire someone.
Somebody must not like dinosaurs anymore. We need to start making
Yeah.
Why are you playing the Jurassic Park theme
Yeah.
when it's like...
Because I
Yeah.
got built up to this.
Yeah, well, there's like
Oh,
nothing
okay.
happening.
Yeah, I wanted to say nothing is happening. Why? Oh, okay, for this scene.
Yeah.
It's...
So,
I'm not gonna lie, I
wouldn't-
thought that was a pterodactyl flying for a second. It's like, that thing got out. What? We're just letting that fly around.
Yes.
Has 100 trillion tons of TNT.
Wow, all the dinosaurs died.
Bombs?
Wow, all the dinosaurs blew up, Mommy. Wow.
Yeah.
Remember when the animals ran past stuff? Yeah, look at that. I do, yes. They're running.
You know, it's weird to think that Jurassic Park is still like one of the more like popular franchises out there, and yet movies like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street have way more movies. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know how that
Well, they're
works.
cheaper to make. Well, they're cheaper to
guess.
make. You just put a Halloween mask on a guy. You're like, all right, rolling. Somebody get the red syrup and start spraying. All right, cut.
Yeah.
Also, they play Christmas music here for some reason. I have absolutely no idea why, beyond the fact that there's just snow outside. Regardless, after like 7 straight minutes of the movie hyping itself up, we can finally start getting into the beginning portions of Act 1 and officially start kicking off the story. We're introduced for the first time to Claire Deering, aunt of Zach and Gray and the operations manager of Jurassic World, and she's about to have what one might call an overall bad day. Or for that matter, a bad decade, but you know, let's not think about that right now. Unfortunately, as I'm sure you know by now, there isn't really a lot to talk about with Claire. The movie has a scene where this rando informs us that she's the cold business first character archetype, and that's pretty much all we get for her. After one scene where a dinosaur dies, she stops being that.
We don't have a way to measure the animal's emotional experience.
What do you mean? How do you not? Are you retarded? Like, study their behavior.
telling her.
Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck? What do you mean? You don't have a way to study that.
No. She is heartless. She views them as numbers, Zach.
I think she's just actually a robot.
Get it? She's like overly analytical and like geeky and like corporate. Ha ha ha. Maybe she'll learn a lesson by the end of the movie.
That is a
He's learned a
character
little,
flaw.
little.
Yeah.
She will have a character arc, I think. Maybe not, actually.
Possible. It's possible.
Possible. Unlikely, but possible.
Yeah. And to add on to how unfortunate that is, after skimming through her Wikipedia page, it would appear that a good backstory was not only possible, but it was attempted in that book I mentioned earlier that I'm not going to read. The events of the book evidently involve Claire losing a love interest to a velociraptor in her early years at the park, which, had that been a thing that existed in the movie in any capacity whatsoever, could have been a much better way to justify her cold demeanor towards the animals and why she treats her job with such a lack of empathy. In the film, there's nothing to even remotely hint that something like that is the case, and she is merely uncaring businesswoman because that's her character. That's what Colin wrote.
Yeah, 6 kids in the lost and found, 28 down with heat stroke.
Where did you get that?
Oh, this?
Out of all the things that she was saying, she focused in on a stupid t-shirt. Yeah, 33 kids have died in the park today. 28 with heat stroke.
What are you wearing?
She's like, where'd you get that shirt? Oh my God, so distasteful.
Oh, look, get it? It's meta.
Yeah, because it says Jurassic Park instead of Jurassic World, so therefore offensive.
With the same fucking logo, but red. instead of blue.
But you missed his like whole. You missed his whole like meta like prattle of like, oh, that first park was so good. It didn't need all those hybrids. It just needed dinosaurs. You know, that first park, not first movie, the first park.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
She knew that was going to happen because she's a woman.
Yeah.
Clearly.
They can gaze into the future of uncleanliness.
Yeah, they sure can.
48 kids have tried to swim in the fucking pool where the giant whale is.
Yeah, the Pterodactyl River.
Where'd you get that shirt?
And of course, since we have children required in this movie, this level of cold indifference is going to be extended towards them. And the movie is going to make several points to tell her that she's being a big meanie by not spending time with her nephews on a day that was already obviously going to be a busy one for her.
Tomorrow, I can take you into the control room, show you behind the scenes and all of that.
I can show you stuff in the park that's not dinosaurs. Aren't you looking forward to that?
I can show you some computer monitors.
You want to see where we keep our spreadsheets?
Want to take a look at our financial records, kids?
Over here, we call this a paper shredder. Isn't that cool?
You pay attention, one day you too could be a billionaire.
Yeah. Speaking of, Claire is meeting with a group of potential sponsors today so that she can exposit to the audience the little bit of information that this movie is willing to give us.
Welcome to Jurassic World.
It's better than Jurassic Park 3, we promise. But as we learn from Claire, Jurassic World has been open for many years at this point. And like any reasonable corporation, Mizrahi Global is starting to notice that profits aren't quadrupling every year anymore. So they've come to the only logical conclusion that people don't like dinosaurs anymore. And this isn't to say that InGen has run out of things to horrifically resurrect from the dead, far from it. In fact, Claire makes it clear that new species are being discovered all the time. That way the filmmakers are future-proofing themselves into having an excuse to put in whatever they feel like in the next few films. In fact, we're even at the point where we can start cloning aquatic life now. So I'm assuming they've found a new way of doing it, and the implication is that this thing wasn't cloned from a mosquito bite. So that's always neat. We can arbitrarily bring back whatever we want now. InGen has officially reached max-level necromancer. However, as said, nobody cares anymore, apparently.
People are getting bored of dinosaurs. You're like, fuck off. That would never happen.
Yeah, that would never
People
happen.
don't get bored of like zoos.
Yeah, I wanted to say Zeus still exists.
But
Yeah.
more importantly, you have the Mesozoic alone is a span of like 160 or so million years. Or no, even more. It's like 200 million years.
Well, and the thing is, too, is like InGen literally has a monopoly on this. Like, there is no other place that is showing dinosaurs off. Like this would be profitable for decades.
The solution to this? The shareholders have demanded something new and even more exciting than what we've seen before. I mean, why not, right? We've made our own dog breeds in the past, and everyone knows that went really well. So let's do the same thing to dinosaurs now.
These days, kids look at a stegosaurus like an elephant from the city zoo.
Yeah, that's how animals work.
Elephants are cool.
Our DNA excavators discover new species every year.
That seems unlikely.
The good news?
Look at them, like, evil businessmen, like, yes. Yes, more dinosaurs.
When you say you want to sponsor an attraction, what do you have in mind?
I feel like she should have asked them before all of this, like what they had in mind.
Yeah, they're just like, I hate it. Stupid fucking idea. This is where my money went.
Scrap it and start over.
Well, sir, it's already 2 stories tall.
One of the businessmen is like, what? What about the Spinosaurus? I liked that one.
If only the cowards put feathers on them. No, I'm not gonna ever let this go.
Well, it actually makes sense. What it is in every Jurassic Park movie, there's somebody that goes around shaving the dinosaurs or plucking them, you know?
Oh my god.
Verizon Wireless presents the Indominus Rex.
Ah, excellent. Gotta make sure we get that in there. To include the groan from the audience stand in here. That's important. It implies self-awareness. Meta humor, everyone. The defining trait of every movie made after 2010.
I love how we're still getting, like, the whimsical music after that scene. But
no,
fucking the evil scientist created the Indominus Rex that will kill everyone. It's like, we've created a new T-Rex.
Yeah. And then
yeah, well, look how whimsical it is, Tom. Doesn't it blow your mind?
I mean, I would go to Jurassic World, I'm not gonna lie.
Probably, yeah.
We get it, Lucy!
Yeah.
We fucking
Guys,
get it.
I feel emotions, mainly boredom.
Regardless, the Indominus Rex is the corporate solution for dinosaur fatigue, or whatever the hell they were trying to sell to the shareholders. A brand new genetic abomination engineered and created directly in the InGen laboratories from scratch. And initially, someone who's hearing this for the first time might be thinking to themselves, oh, a brand new genetically altered species. There's some potential there. Well, unfortunately, dear viewer, there's not. They basically just took a T-Rex, put some frills on it, and that's about it.
For a genetically engineered attraction, they sure as shit made it look like the most generic looking carnosaur ever and just put some spikes on it.
The base genome is a T-Rex, the rest is classified.
Oh, so Velociraptor. Got it. Because what the hell else would it be? You gonna pull a curveball out of nowhere and say it's the Spinosaurus instead? Yeah, I didn't think so. Let's not be getting cocky here, Jurassic World. Rocksteady's already called dibs on the "we promise this isn't the thing you know it is" trick. Now, needless to say, a new shiny T-Rex thing is cool and all, but it's not exactly anything we haven't done before. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Jurassic World films as a whole are pretty much just do the thing we did before but with a new coat of paint. But we aren't savages about it. We are gentlemen. The Indominus needs to be able to do a little bit more than just be a new dinosaur. And so Colin Trevorrow took a page from the MCU to turn this thing into an unironic supervillain, complete with a tragic backstory, no less.
Where's the sibling?
She ate it.
Cannibals. Why would you keep them together? Like, oh, truly evil. Like, no, but it was a fucking hungry animal, fuckface. Like, what are you oh, so monstrous. Oh my God. It's a dinosaur.
We gave it cuttlefish DNA, and that's why it can turn invisible. Also, we gave it frog DNA again, and that's why it can completely turn off its body temperature, even though the other dinosaurs can't do that. Also, it has predator vision because we gave it snake DNA.
Why would you give it that ability?
Why
That's
did you give it
oddly
the ability
specific,
to do
but
that? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about all the fucking superpowers this thing has because of the DNA they spliced into it. It's so dumb. It senses thermal radiation.
Yeah. Like, oh, now it's sprouted wings.
What if we cross the dinosaur?
We injected it with chicken DNA.
And it can glide.
Tom, what would be the dinosaur equivalent of a Mary Sue? Yeah, they could just do
Oh, this.
Yeah.
A Yanni Sue.
The Indominus
Yanni
Rex.
Sue.
That's what.
Oh, it's spitting bullets at it. I forgot we put gun DNA in it.
We spliced it with an AK-47.
Convenient that this thing is only pulling the cool, spooky traits from all of these animals instead of any of the ones that would actually negatively impact it. Oh no, we gave it cuttlefish DNA, which means it grew faster, but now it has a lifespan of 1 to 2 years. My God, what have we done? No, don't worry about that, Dr. Wu. We also gave it the DNA from that one jellyfish that can rejuvenate itself, so it's basically immortal. Ah, excellent. Carry on. Make sure to get that parrot DNA in there, too. I want this thing to mimic human speech and double as a Wendigo. And, of course, nobody in the park, to include the idiots who made the thing, knew that it had the capabilities to do all of this. And to that end, it begs the question of what the hell do you know about your new Pug Dinosaur? If the entire point is that you're making this thing because interest is down in your park, apparently, then why did you just recolor the T-Rex and expect it to make any kind of difference?
Every time we've unveiled a new asset, attendance has spiked.
Oh, so why don't you just do that then? Apparently you're discovering new species every year. You mean to tell me that InGen didn't have one set aside for when they needed to do a promotion? What about the Spinosaurus? Do you have an exhibit for that? Do you think that that would help crowd numbers in Gen? No? Oh, okay, fair enough. But surely there was an intent behind some of the things that you added to this genome. If we're basically just embracing the fact that you're turning the dinosaur park into a circus freak show, what are you giving to this super cool genetically engineered new dinosaur that's going to set it apart from any of the other Predator exhibits that you have? Basically, Dr. Wu, what I'm getting at here is how exactly is this not just a horror movie villain that's specifically designed to break out and facilitate a movie? What were the crowds of the world going to be so excited about regarding the chalkboard raptor T-Rex that they wouldn't have been excited about with literally any other big chompy lizard thing? Well, whatever it is, I guess Simon saw it, because upon him going to inspect the enclosure, he immediately gets spooked because it tried to break the glass or something, and in turn decides he needs to get someone new in to get a second opinion on the safety of the whole thing.
You should probably get that replaced. Or reinforce it.
No.
I like her spirit. You should be more concerned, Mr. Owner of the dinosaur park.
I mean, like, I dinosaurs would try and break the glass. I feel like that isn't that out there.
Yeah, that we've seen that in the other movies. Like, why is that a shocking reveal of its intelligence? They tried to break things.
Maybe the windows should be smaller.
I just want to say, like, I don't believe for a single second that this business would not, that the Jurassic World would not be heavily into trying to socialize the dinosaurs getting used to human contact.
Also, I don't know why you'd be like, oh my god, this thing tried to break glass.
Yeah, a wild animal tried to break glass and get out of its enclosure. Wow, that's wild.
Kind of like
this thing is crazy.
Oh my god, guys, the Indominus Rex is cloaking technology.
Which, speaking of, why do you suppose the paddock is so far away? Is the implication here that this is the permanent home of this stupid thing, and guests need to take either a helicopter ride or a 4-mile walk to get to it? Or are they planning on moving it later when there's another paddock actually built in the park? The movie certainly treats it like this is the permanent enclosure, as there is a line stating that it was built by the best engineers in the world. So the question is posed, is this a temporary holding pen, or did they just put the enclosure this far out so that when it escaped, it wouldn't immediately be in the park and we would have more drama while we worry about it getting closer to it? One of the great mysteries of life, for sure.
Now, this is a ways from the park.
Mm.
Are they going to build a containment area closer to the actual park so that people can see this dinosaur, or are they going to fly people out here to see the dinosaur?
No, Shammy, you are so in the times. They're gonna have hamster balls that roll across this whole park. You're gonna see all the dinosaurs on your own.
They'll build another containment area, and what they'll do is they'll build a giant tunnel for the Indominus to walk through so that they can get it to the new one.
That sounds safe.
Okay,
Yeah.
But of course, this brings me to the grand introduction to the all too well-known Owen Grady. Good old Chris Pratt reprising his role once again as Chris Pratt with his equally famous gang of CGI velociraptors.
He's just like, ugh, this fucking idiot. I didn't get to eat any of this shit.
And of course, there are things to talk about regarding that. We could be boring and deep dive into how practical it would be to train or have any kind of relationship with a bunch of giant murder chickens.
Man, and like, if this was a good movie, this would actually be kind of a cool concept too. Like, you know, I always see like how good things could be, and it irritates me.
Yeah.
I feel like obviously if they wrote it, really tried hard to write it better, but I guess what would be more believable for me anyway if it was just one raptor that he could like control and tame.
Mm-hmm.
Like this just seems a bit too out there, like he's controlling an entire fucking herd of them.
I don't think the concept is that far out there because, you know, pack animals, you know, they always have a leader. And, you know,
I guess
they even
but
went to the trouble of doing the whole I've been printed on them thing. So, like, he's obviously been training them since they were born. But
It's just because
the concept
dinosaurs.
isn't bad,
It's like,
but the way this movie goes about it is fucking stupid after this.
And the sad thing is this movie technically did it the best way because they still kind of did it in the way of just like, I still can't get into the pen with these things. Like, they're still going to kill me. But like all the other movies, they just completely threw that out the window.
Oh, yeah.
I could even go back into that third-party world building a bit and talk about the unseen history of how we got to this point and how there was another raptor that was meaner than the rest or something, so it got kicked out of the squad. Could go into all that. Probably should for completion's sake. But honestly, I'm far more interested in talking about this goofball and what he thinks he's going to be doing with them. Yes, dear viewer, we've arrived at that part of the old Jurassic saga. That one bit of the Jurassic Park 4 script that they just had to keep in this script. It had to be there. The mighty cyborg T-Rex, man, that might be a bit out there for people to buy, but this is totally believable.
Oh, yeah, let's listen to this guy's villain motivation, guys.
Yeah. What if we have dinosaurs with guns?
And of course, some poor soul is going to have to be contracted into trying to sell this idea to the masses, and Vic Hoskins is the man to do it.
Man, Kingpin's latest scheme to beat Daredevil is really out there, you know?
It's out there. It's out there.
It's a bit out there, I don't know. I don't know if you need dinosaurs to beat Daredevil.
Telling us the touching story later on in the movie about how some wolf he owned protected him from his evil ex-wife trying to stab him. So, you know, therefore dinosaurs in the military.
Dude, even he can sense him. He's like, oh, this guy's a fan.
These people, they never learn.
They never learn the theme of these movies.
And that's why I work here, because they never learn.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am the wise man of the raptor pen.
They're gonna learn all kinds of things about their new asset now.
I learned that wolves and dinosaurs are the same thing.
And Vincent D'Onofrio, to be clear, I know this isn't your fault. I know you don't actually think that dinosaurs can be used in war. At least I hope you don't. Damn, that'd be pretty funny if you did. But know that your character is about to receive the full brunt of my mockery in the coming scenes. There is a special hall of fame that Vic Hoskins belongs in, and it is shared only by the 2 detectives in Friend Request and the security guard of Hellfest. Stupid is only a word. It does not encompass the true extent of the black hole intellect it requires to justify this in any capacity. But it's not your fault. And I know that. It's your agents. You were in Rings after this. I know this was a dark part of your career.
It's really funny because this came out the same year. Yeah, it's funny because this came out the same year as the first season of Daredevil, and it's just like, man, the fucking stark difference in quality. He goes from like possibly his best role in Daredevil to like random fucking crazy evil man in Jurassic World who wants dinosaurs in the military.
Well, no, and it's even better because the year after this came out, he was in Rings.
Oh my god, he was.
Yeah.
He needs to fire his agent.
For real.
But entering the scene comes forth the legendary Vic Hoskins, a trail of drool following shortly behind him as he immediately begins flailing around and going on about putting velociraptors into the military. Look how sad Jack Horner is when this dude comes on screen. Can you imagine the things this poor man had to bite his tongue on through the entire production of this movie?
Argued with Steven a lot, and he always won, and so we see the movie the way we see it.
But yes, Dinosaurs and War, declares our new friend, and immediately begins putting forward the most airtight of arguments on why it's a good idea.
Look, nature gave us the most effective killing machines 75 million years ago, and now we know they can take orders.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea. What are you talking about?
That's an absolutely terrible, awful idea.
The main thing is this guy goes off about this whole, I'm going to make dinosaurs in the military. And I'm just like, that's cool. The military has tanks and guns and shit.
Yeah, right? Well, why do you need to strap a bomb to a dog? Like, yeah, sure, in the 40s it was a viable tactic, I suppose.
Like, this is so, man, every time I hear this.
They take orders.
Every time.
Every time. Stop with a clicker pen. He's like, these things can take orders now. And they always stop because the pig was gone, you know?
I just saw that they can recognize when someone's yelling at them, and they can learn basic pattern recognition like any dog on the planet. Clearly that means they're soldiers, Grady. And honestly, I'm not even going to try and top my joke from last time, so I'm just going to replay the bit from my Dominion video.
It's grown-up time. Drones can't search tunnels and caves.
Damn, you right, Colin. Military drones definitely can't do that. Better send the velociraptors in to do it. We can airdrop them in like we did in the Jurassic Park 4 script. Imagine being the guy who has to put a parachute on a velociraptor.
These guys are gonna run straight into the enemy's teeth
and die. Yeah.
Yes, and get shot in the head.
What? Goddamn! What do you think? God, they have scales. You're insane. They have scales. Hyper intelligence. Yeah, hyper intelligence. You know, we bred these ones with Kevlar.
These animals could replace thousands of poops on the ground.
No.
No, they wouldn't.
I wouldn't take a single raptor replacing a well-trained person with a gun.
No.
Like, what does he think these things are? Like, hyper intelligent.
Yeah, they can dodge bullets.
As the raptor just sprints into battle, starts doing the Matrix.
Batting away with its nails.
Yeah. Now that'd be awesome. I see a raptor, when it gets shoot at it, it goes ping, and I'd be like, oh, I'm dead as shit.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
I didn't realize I was in a really shitty kung fu movie.
But yeah, okay. Let's pause here for a moment from the relentless laughing we're doing at this poor man so we can actually examine his argument a little bit.
And they're hackable. The minute a real war breaks out, all that fancy tech is going to go dark.
No, they wouldn't. That's silly. If his argument here is that EMPs could be used against robots or some nonsense, and that's why we can't use them in war, then sure, man. But let me begin by saying that EMPs are just a touch more difficult to come by than the thing that would counter a dinosaur. You know, that being a gun. Also, hackers can hack things, but they can't hack dinosaurs. Yeah, sure, dude. The enemy can't hack the dogs we used to strap bombs to. There's also a reason that we stopped doing that. Owen, don't you see? Your text messages will be completely untraceable if we start using pigeons. Also, if the enemy has an EMP, that phone's not going to be doing you much good now, is it? Is it, Owen? You know, transport trucks are cool and all, but what happens when you run out of gas? What happens, Owen? That's why camels are making a comeback in military operations. You can't stand in the way of progress, Owen. Sorry, I said I was going to stop laughing at him for a minute. Hard to do. He's being a dummy.
Progress always wins, man.
Yeah, okay, man.
Progress always wins.
That's why I want to go from guns to dinosaurs.
War is a struggle. Struggle breeds greatness. And without that, we end up in places like this. Charge $7 a soda.
Do you hear yourself when you talk?
Oh, someone in the writing room had a short punch of self-awareness. Did you see that? Even Chris Pratt can tell this dude is just saying stuff at this point. Like, what the hell are you even talking about, Hoskins? War is life's greatest equalizing barricade to civilization and savagery. If not for war, would we not be shunning the innovation of technology in our day-to-day lives? See, I can do it too. Let me pitch the dinosaurs and war plan to the audience. I bet I could jumble a word salad argument together better than you are right now. As I've said before, this whole concept blossomed from the incredibly odd idea that dinosaurs can't be killed. This is something that is pushed pretty much through the entire World trilogy in some capacity, and at this point, I'm pretty sure Colin was just doing it out of spite. Never at any point is it addressed that pretty much any firearm would be sufficient in taking these things down, and in fact, they double down on it, because never at any point in this trilogy does a gun ever kill a dinosaur, regardless of whether or not it is used, or the people holding them just forgot that they had them. Yes, Jurassic World would like you to believe that a T-Rex is more or less on par with Godzilla. Yeah, it turns out this is all just for Steven Spielberg to justify the T-Rex rampaging through San Diego. But regardless of how stupid it is something we're going to have to put up with for pretty much the rest of the franchise, so I guess let's get used to it. Several instances of the movie going, oh, we're gonna use military dinosaurs next movie, guys, we're gonna do it, and then it's held at bay by the backlash from the mere suggestion of it, keeping them all firmly in the camp of, we're gonna do it, but without actually ever doing it. Really just goes to show how badly they wanted it, considering how quickly they backed off from everything else people didn't like.
How did it get loose?
What the hell
So
are you
what?
doing? Oh my god!
So what? Okay, I have a question. What would happen if he caught the pig and he didn't?
He was gonna hoist it back up. Clearly.
Yeah, the raptor. Oh, thank you.
Guys, we've lost the only feeding pig.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Hold your fire! Do not fire!
Look, he's using his raptor dinosaur whispering powers.
He sure is.
Oh yeah, this is
The
where they
only
fucking
time
started with that bullshit.
Yeah, this is the only time in the series where it kind of maybe was acceptable.
Hey, what did I just say?
And it's a shame, but they're on Isla Nubes, so these guys don't realize that they only speak Spanish and Portuguese, so that's why they can't understand him.
They're discussing right now, hey, can we just eat this guy?
Yeah,
I'm
do
sick
we
of
really
him treating
care?
us like dogs. Let's kill this guy.
Yeah.
He's gonna voice Mario in the future. We can stop this right now.
Okay. They'll never trust me again.
Yeah.
They trust you.
This dude is leaning up
Yeah.
against the Velociraptor fence. Okay, now he's
Yeah.
not. Okay, never
Cool.
mind.
Now he's
Cool.
not.
You know the saying. Yeah, you know the saying. Cool.
Yeah, we need to do reshoots. We need you to lay
Yeah.
2 feet away from the bars.
Yeah.
Dude, what's stopping that raptor from going yoink?
Literally nothing.
You telling me he can't? Video game rules.
And then this motherfucker's out here like, huh, see, that proves my point. The
Yeah.
point that I almost got eaten by the animals you think I can control.
They attacked me the second I turned my back.
Yeah.
That'll be fine.
Hyper intelligent.
Yeah.
Don't you
Hold up,
see,
I'm
Chris
taking my
Pratt?
money.
This proves that velociraptors could have killed Osama bin Laden.
Don't ever turn your back to the cage.
He says as he walks off.
Yeah, as Chris Pratt turns his back on the cage.
I like that image of the dinosaur being like, yeah.
And the irony is not lost on me that this is coming on the heels of the complete defanging that happens to the velociraptors in this movie and onwards. This, of course, ties back into the things I've said before about how this is a sterilization of the franchise, wrangling the raptors into a tight group of 4, which gives it an odd organization that was lacking in the prior movies. This isn't helped by the fact that we see all 4 of these raptors pretty much immediately, so the audience knows from the get-go how many we're working with. It's an interesting example of why show don't tell is such an impactful thing when it comes to filmmaking, because this was done similarly in the first movie. Muldoon told our cast that there were 3 raptors in that pen, and even told us which one was the alpha of the group, yet we still don't see them until the end of the movie, and for the most part, save for the odd characteristics here and there that one wouldn't normally pay attention to, they all blended together and you didn't know which one was which. There wasn't an identifiable way to pinpoint which which raptor was where and which one was attacking our characters, which added to the suspense of what was going on, if ever so subtly. Although for different reasons and to varying levels of success, the same held true for the second and third movies, as the intention was to make the audience wonder how many raptors were hiding in the long grass or in the jungle. We only saw them when they attacked, never when they were planning the attack. A good way to tap into that primal bit of all of us that raises the hackles when we know that something is hunting us. Contrast to this movie, where they are instead being put on display and we can constantly see what they're doing and where they are. Each of them are branded with their own identifiable characteristics, and we've even given them all names to better keep track of them all. It isn't unrealistic, and it likely was even intentional, but it strips away the main thing that the raptors had going for them in this story and changes them into something that they were not before. The very first thing Muldoon says about the raptors is that they should all be destroyed. They are highly intelligent, they remember things, they have problem solving. We have to feed them with a crane because they kept trying to murder the handlers. They are not our friends. They cannot be trained. They actively want to devour us and will attempt to do so at any perceived opportunity. It is a change to the very fundamental nature we've come to know them by. Be it a realistic scenario or not, it does not lend well to the velociraptors we have known since 1993.
I just saw a bond, a real bond between man and beast.
Yeah, and that is something that by all accounts should not be happening. I don't care if he imprinted on them at birth. These things barely even have bonds with each other.
We bred 8 originally, but when she came in, she took over the pride and killed all but 2 of the others.
However, this change does facilitate the ability for the filmmakers to include the raptors in a much greater role than what was previously possible, and as such, it allows us to have them on screen more often. Remember when I said you could see why they included certain things if you look long enough? Ta-da! We'll give you all the things you think you want, and then use it for your very undoing. Keep in mind that the only reason Simon wanted to bring Owen in to look at the Indominus pen to begin with is because the raptors are constantly trying to escape or something, and since he hasn't let them do that, it means he can determine whether or not the paddock is safe. Of course, we also have to keep in mind that there's a decent possibility that this is just a throwaway line to thread that narrative hook to the other narrative hook, because we sure as hell never see the raptors trying to escape. We need to get the main character to the plot, so what's an easy thing we can pull as an excuse to get him over here? Oh, it tried to break the glass. Oh god, raptors might also try to break glass probably. Better bring the raptor man over here.
Mr. Grady, I need you to...
Not my type, sorry, go away.
If you're not too busy.
You are not cool enough to wear your coat like that, bitch.
Made.
Oh, he mastered Kung Fu! Yeah, that's not that impressive. I've done that before, too.
Yeah,
it's nothing impressive. Come on.
The exhibit opens to the public in 3...
Oh, they reused that. That's from the first film.
They've done, yeah. They did that a couple times, I've noticed. There's a couple noises they've been, sound bites they've been reusing. See, and I don't even know if that's like just because of laziness or because they're doing it on purpose to try and contribute to the member berries of this movie, you know? Like,
or they're doing that thing where they're like, you know, oh yeah, I mean, they always sound like that, and there's never, so of course it would be exactly the same, because every animal always sounds the same all the time.
Yeah, of course it would be the exact same sound clip. Like, why would you even think otherwise?
Maybe it's so they don't have to pay more T-Rexes to Raw, because obviously the studio's big, they have to like rent out, you know.
Like, you know how there's only like one stock sound effect of a cat yowling, and it's like it's the same. Like,
Good old Frank Welker.
Yeah. It's just that cat sound effect all the time, ever. It's the same with dinosaurs.
What if Frank Welker did all of the dinosaur noises?
Yeah, it would be better.
I don't control the raptors. It's a relationship.
Yeah. They do what I tell them, and I pray that they don't eat me.
You're in charge out here. You got to make a lot of tough decisions. It's probably easier to pretend these animals are just numbers on a spreadsheet, but they're not.
Oh
my god, get it? It's the theme. It's
yeah.
it's her character arc.
He's explaining her character arc. Oh, thank you. Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness, I'm so happy he told us.
Yeah. I don't know what I would have done. I wouldn't have got it otherwise.
Oh my god, guys, she's overly
guys, this fucking
analytical
movie
and corporate.
this movie was made for 4-year-olds, okay? Like,
how dare you? How fucking dare
clearly.
you?
There are dinosaurs.
You don't even
be awe-inspired.
You don't even know cinema, Dan. You don't even know true kinos, Dan.
Be awestruck, Dan. Do it right now.
Yeah. Da 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 da. Da 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 da
This
da.
is wonderful.
Good.
That's better.
Good.
You might want to change your shirt. They're very sensitive to smell.
I mean, I'm just gonna change my shirt and immediately start sweating again. We are literally in Costa Rica.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm not gonna change my shirt.
I hope it bothers you.
It's also worth noting that while all this is going on, we're occasionally cutting back and forth to the kids walking around throughout the attractions at the park. Save for introducing the Mosasaurus, they serve absolutely zero narrative purpose. All right, moving on.
This is a terrible idea.
That's a great
It's a horrible idea.
Wow.
Everybody,
That poor
herbivore
dinosaur
doesn't mean
yeah.
friendly.
He's just like, get it off!
This place is for little kids.
Like they're like teenage guys, just like this is for little kids, and it's just like this is a park with dinosaurs, dude. Like,
yeah,
clearly not.
Yeah, like get over yourself and be amazed at the dinosaurs.
Yeah, you stupid nerd.
Yeah. Listen to the theme music. This is majestic.
You guys see the reference?
And the really big windows.
guys-
too.
Look, we're gonna be a goat leg that jumps up.
I remember the first movie.
Shooter.
Surprised they don't have that playing over a loudspeaker, honestly.
Yeah. Across the park.
Yeah.
Also, I wouldn't feel comfortable being right here.
Oh, absolutely not. No,
Fuck, dude. It jumps up high enough and just goes on and it's eating penguins.
It does that thing where like a shark's on a deck biting at stuff and it just starts flailing around and then you die.
Yeah, that's what the orca looked like when it was eating penguins, and exactly what this would look like.
Look at how interest has just died out.
It's nobody.
Yeah, look at this. Look at the lack of interest.
Nobody
Look at this
cares
empty.
when it happens.
Yeah, look at this empty arena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine, hold on tight, we'll give you a closer look at the Mosasaurus. All the seats just tip and they all get dropped in it.
I don't know if you saw that or not, but the extra next to the kids looked so bored. It was like hold on, I need to.
Oh, go back.
Yeah.
See,
there's one thing.
dying well.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I love doing as a pastime, it's looking at extra acting.
Look at that girl in yellow.
Oh my god, the one in yellow. Yeah, she's just like, what am I doing? Are we rolling?
Care.
Yeah.
Staring at the ceiling.
She's like, what are we doing? Are we rolling? Are we going? What's for lunch? What do they got in catering? I'm really
How much am
hungry.
I getting paid for this?
No, not enough, clearly.
She's probably just thinking, God, I'm hungover.
Absolutely. Oh my
My
god,
stomach
fucking 10
hurts.
hours. And 10 hours of filming this shit, sitting down, looking at a pretend Mosasaurus. Fucking god.
Pretty much. Looking at a green screen.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
now pretend
actually.
the Mosasaur just ate a big giant shark.
Yeah.
I'm having
All right,
stomach
people. So you just got splashed by water, and now you're cheering for the giant Mosasaur.
I'm Steven Spielberg. I know you're probably happy to meet me.
I directed the first Jurassic Park movie.
I just hung up with Zach and he said that you weren't even with them.
Yeah, look, today turned out to be a really bad day for me.
I pawn children off to you because I'm getting a divorce. How dare you not look after them at your work?
This was supposed to be a family weekend, Claire.
Yeah, this sounds like it was really bad for you as a mother to let them go like this. You know,
Like you
this should
couldn't.
be a family weekend. You know, like a good family where I'm not around.
Yeah.
Because I don't like them.
Well, she was busy divorcing her husband, Asa.
And as every responsible parent would do, they would tell the kids to fuck off until they get it done.
A promise tomorrow is worth a lot less than trying today.
Ugh, you're using mom's lines now?
Oh my god.
I don't care.
I don't care. Show me the T-Rex.
I want dinosaurs to break into this law office and eat everyone.
I want I want a San Diego scene now.
Fly through the fucking windows.
Yeah, just the pterodactyls from Jurassic Park 3. Nobody ever caught them.
Yeah.
And she's still on the phone, you know?
A naked gun gag where just pterodactyls are just eating everybody inside. She's not reacting to it.
Just on the phone, like, oh my god, it's getting chaotic in there.
I'm getting a divorce. Of course, Owen's arrival at the Indominus paddock marks one of the most intensely stupid and contrived series of events that this franchise has ever pulled off. It is a famous one, and you likely already know it, but rest assured I will still be detailing it.
You should hear a 4-year-old try to say Archaeornithomimus.
She did say it.
Is that? Hold on, let me just look that up. I don't think that's real. I'm fact-checking this movie.
Are you going to fact-check this movie? Do you need me to pull it back so you can spell it, or do you have it?
Archaeornithomimus. Okay, it is a real dinosaur. All right.
Okay. Wow, Jake. Claire knows more about dinosaurs than you.
Well, no, it's clear they decided to pull that from the fucking... The thing is, it's clear they decided to pull that from the fucking, like, hat and go, oh, look, it's obscure dinosaur. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah. Very early drafts of Jurassic Park 4 was going to involve Alan Grant and Ian Malcolm going back to Isla Sorna once again for whatever stupid reason. I don't remember offhand exactly what it was, and I don't feel like going back to look it up, but I can still tell you with 100% confidence that whatever dumb, contrived rationale would convince those two to willingly return to that island a second time is still leagues more believable than what is about to take place in this scene. I would have been more okay with Colin Trevorrow just leaning into the shot and sneakily pushing the "let's scary dinosaur out" button than the idiocy we are about to bear witness to.
Animals raised in isolation aren't always the most functional.
Your raptors are born in captivity.
I imprint on them when they're born. There's trust.
Cut back to him rolling under the gate as they're biting at him.
Yeah.
So she needs a friend. We should schedule playdates, that sort of thing.
Oh, she has him come here to get his expertise on how the dinosaurs work, and then every time he's like, this is how dinosaurs work, she's like, oh, really?
Yeah, of course.
Bitch.
Of course.
After we get another exposition bit about why the Indominus is really scary, Claire takes note that she can't find it. She goes over to the computer terminal, and to her horror, finds that there are no thermal signatures within the paddock. This is followed by Owen taking note that a bunch of scratch marks are on the paddock's walls.
Oh my god, claw marks. Yeah, way. If only, how could we not have heard or seen that?
Hey, I got an idea. Let's go in there unarmed and look for it.
Who didn't notice those paw marks? Who's watching them? Who's watching the scary
You'd think somebody
DNA dinosaur?
You'd think somebody would have noticed it crawling over the top of the fence.
It would make a lot of noise. This thing's the size of a T-Rex. It'd be like...
They just look up, he's on the ceiling. Oh no! It's disguised itself as the guard.
Yeah.
They're like they look in there and that guard's already in the enclosure. They're like, wait, we were just talking to Frank. Turns around and it's there in the control panel room, looking at them.
The Indominus wearing a mustache. Yeah.
Oh, that would actually be way funnier.
Yeah, he stole the vest and a helmet.
She's like, oh, it's out of the control panel. I need you. She could have just called from there.
No, that's impossible. Panic ensues, and Claire says the animal has a tracking device in it, so she jumps into her Mercedes so that she can call the control room and ask them to track it. Where's she going?
She's gonna go check. She's gonna go check her computer to see where its implant is.
So they think it broke out.
Right. So she had to get into her car so that her cell phone would work.
Yep.
That makes
sense.
In
the meantime, gang, let's split up and look for clues.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Owen and the guard walk into the paddock for some reason and then realize, oh no, the Indominus was actually here the whole time. And then it gets out. All right, let's break out the scalpel, shall we?
Gee, main character and a fat guy are walking into a scene. I wonder what will happen.
I wonder which one will
It's like the beginning of a bad joke.
Why are you going in there?
Don't do that. Oh no, the dinosaur set a trap.
Hyperintelligence.
Fuck. I bet it did.
There's
I bet
paint
it.
right
I bet it did fucking set a trap.
How in the fuck do you not check the tracker before you send people in?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. She should have called while she was there.
Almost 40 feet high.
Vandalism.
They split. They lost my train of thought. Never mind. No, it's gone.
These films do that too.
Yeah.
First of all, let's begin by saying that there is a guard here. There is a guard right here watching the paddock. And apparently he didn't notice the Indominus walk over and scratch up the wall before tiptoeing back into the jungle like a cartoon character. Nobody noticed it, in fact, despite the fact that there are also cameras watching this place constantly. There is a construction crew here right now, building on this thing. Do you think that maybe one of them would have noticed if the giant scary raptor T-Rex climbed over the wall? Why are we assuming Splinter Cell dinosaur before we assume fault in the equipment? Also, you idiots don't have a way to look at the tracker from the control panel of the paddock. You can't just push a button and be like, oh, it's just standing right there. Oh, it can hide from thermal technology. We should probably look into that a little bit. No. We can't do any of that. You have to call in to the main control room to do it. And also, apparently, you need to be driving in order to call the control room. Very weird rule for Simon Mizrami to set in place, but I mean, it's not my theme park, I guess. No idea where Claire's going here, but it works out very well, because if she hadn't have left for literally no reason whatsoever, the next stupid thing wouldn't have happened. God almighty. Why would you go into the paddock? Why would you do that? What purpose could you even conceive for that to be productive, even if you do believe the dinosaur isn't in there anymore? Oh, we gotta stand here and contemplate how it could have climbed over. Damn, what a scary dinosaur this is. It sure isn't the Spinosaurus, let me tell you. See how those claw marks don't reach up to the top of the wall at all? Yeah, I definitely got out, guys. We're probably safer in here than we are outside, honestly. And of course, as is the case through most of this movie, as soon as the control room finds out that the Indominus is in fact still in its cage, the radio reception immediately stops working for literally no reason, so they aren't able to warn the Three Stooges here about it until it's too late.
Paddock 11, this is Control. You need to evacuate the container.
I can't believe we're this stupid.
Now see, Asa, this is just because life finds a way. This is just the inevitability because life finds a way. You see.
I think this was why
the fat ass didn't even try.
No, why?
I think this was the moment where I was like, oh, this movie's awful when I first watched it. I was like, right, okay, it's already broken.
I like how the fat guy was just like, I'm gonna have to open the cage this way, and then that's how it got loose.
Yeah. I love how
look at him run.
Yeah, the Indominus waited for the reveal to actually start doing anything. Hello.
I'm smarter than a primate.
That was a thermo camera. That means this raptor has thermo camo?
Yes.
Cool.
Num num gummy candy.
And all of this was anticipated by the Indominus so it could get out. It not only set a trap. No. That's that Jurassic Park 3 hyperintelligence. We're better than that. The Indominus looked into the future and saw that if it clawed the walls up, the idiots that feed it would go in there and open the door for it. Not only that, but it also then knew that it had to go hide in the jungle and hide its body temperature so that the monitors that it wouldn't know about would not be able to detect it, and they would assume that it's not in there. It didn't just set a trap. It orchestrated events like Palpatine in the prequels. Even 2015 Pendulum, who kind of just watched dinosaur stuff because it was cool, was sitting in the theater seat thinking to himself, yeah, that's a little out there.
Also, but like they make the plan that the Indominus Rex had this plan.
Like, it could have known that the guys were gonna go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, why is that keypad on the inside? In what scenario did they think they'd need that?
Right.
But also, it's just like, what if the raptor, or the Indominus, hit it?
Also, there's no way this thing is strong enough to stop that door.
No.
No, don't worry. Its vision's based on movement.
Yeah, sure. They didn't fix that.
But I mean, screw it. We've got a movie to make, and we're almost 40 minutes into it now. Spielberg told me that the Indominus had to escape, and I've seen what happens to the men who argue with him. I saw what they did to William H. Macy.
Spielberg, who is credited as executive producer on the project, has yet to be spotted on set. There's a chair that's got Steven's name on it that's always on set. You don't know if it's a threat or a promise.
But yeah, there we are on that. The Indominus got out because I don't know. Life found a way or something stupid like that.
Are you a fucking idiot?
Yes. Why, yes, he is.
He's gonna turn over, and then the dinosaur's gonna kiss him on the mouth like Bugs Bunny.
Yeah. Hi there. Oh no, it's just
get shit out of my face.
Looking around the corner like, oh, thank God it's gone.
Oh, it's just the tail. The tail can't see me. That's I think I'm good. Oh, stupid dinosaur. He thought I was the car.
Womp womp.
I can still see you down there.
Yeah, I have eyes. I don't just smell.
I know you're right there.
Yeah, my guys. Okay, yeah. I'm smarter than a primate.
I'm
bro.
smarter than a primate.
I'm smarter than a primate.
But never to fear. Suffice to say that after having dealt with this exact same situation already, InGen would probably have a contingency plan or two should any of the dinosaurs ever break out. Since the employees are somehow ending up in their enclosures twice a day, there is in fact an asset containment team.
Imagine this is your job. Your job is hunt down the super dinosaur. Like, I don't want that.
I would. Because I would just shoot it.
Yeah, the fucking dinosaur marines are on the case.
All right, we got the SWAT team here.
Oh, he's got a little taser thing.
Oh, he's got a tiny little taser for the giant T-Rex.
Sure does.
It's cattle prod.
Oh yes,
Even
of course, the
predators.
The empty plate carriers with no pouches on it, because what if the dinosaur shoots at you and you need your body armor?
How on earth do you
Also, 511 plate carrier. Cringe.
And what would you expect the Jurassic World Asset Containment Team to be equipped with? There are quite a few things they could be equipped with. These are dinosaurs, after all. They're kind of spooky. But I mean, hell, I'll throw a suggestion out there. A single tranquilizer gun. What a world we could be living in, huh? But no, it's far more important that our emergency team looks cool instead of actually being effective. Give them a taser gun thing, because why not? Also, we need to make sure that they're hooked up to heart monitors for no reason and have it displayed on the control room monitors at all times. Why? Because it'll be funny, that's why. This is the Jurassic Park universe. We don't know how to recapture something after it's already gotten out. What foreign concepts are you dreaming up? Even though our stupid third-party marketing material said that we went and captured every single dinosaur that was loose on Isla Sorda, and we apparently didn't have a single issue with that at any point, but this is different. I guess. Now there's just one dinosaur we have to recapture. You know, instead of 199. Needless to say, it doesn't go well.
All right, boys, you ready to die? Mitsubishi strong or something. Do we have the hunter guy from the second movie? I bet.
Oh, dude, what are they doing?
You're going after her with non-lethals. We have $26 million invested in that asset. We can't just kill it.
Only 26 million? I doubt that.
Bad news, it's smarter than primates.
It's really smarter than primates. It's so much smarter than primates, guys. Oh my god.
You know what would work? Just a gun. Just shoot it. Yeah. Surprise, it did another trappy doodle.
Did a hyper-intelligent.
What is that?
It's the tracker.
That's her tracking implant. She clawed it out.
How would it know to do that?
What do you mean? It's hyper-intelligent.
Can you guys tell me what you put in the fucking dinosaur, please?
It's setting traps.
The dinosaur is so clever. She performed brain surgery on herself.
Why is the tracker so big too? Why not have it be like a tiny microchip?
Because it's a big dinosaur.
Yeah,
Duh.
why the fuck would it be beeping? I would rip it out too if it constantly fucking beeped under my skin.
Like, what is that? Get it out!
What the fuck is beeping?
Are you gonna react?
At me? I'd scratch it out too. It wouldn't matter where it was on my body. It could literally be in my nutsack, and I would be like, "Why the fuck is my nutsack beeping?" And scratch it out, dude.
Look at him looking up, like comedically, like ooh. React.
Like, and he turned his back on it, even like. It can camouflage! Oh God, we bred it with the Invisible Man. Oh no!
Why did you do that?
It can camouflage.
We didn't know any of the things this thing can do.
Hey guys, why don't we have Tranks? Why are we doing this?
Why are you just sitting there shocking it? Like, that's gonna do anything. What are you doing? Why are you doing
This is the
that?
game I want. I want to play as the super dinosaur while a bunch of idiots try to fuck me up, and then I get to just toss them around like ragdoll.
Why do you have that?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Thank you.
I'm smarter than Frank. Get off me.
Where's Roland when you need him?
Right?
Why do they have heart monitors on all their fucking SWAT
Well,
people?
so that the audience understands that they're being killed.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that. But why the fuck would they have heart monitors?
Because it's spooky.
Dead body armor is really helping, isn't it?
It is. It's a good thing.
Wait, it's making it nice and crunchy for the T-Rex thing.
Yeah. Oh, this guy, he going in.
Yeah, get some. Yeah. Aw. He was the real hero of the movie.
He was.
Evacuate the island.
Oh, now evacuate.
It's way too soon for that.
We'd never reopen.
We'd never reopen.
Never reopens. It's like
our satisfaction rate would go down by 70%.
Also, I can't believe there isn't this evacuate the park, and they're like, but what if this is bad for our things? It's like, yes, I'm sure we won't get sued to shit when it eats people, as opposed to us closing the park.
Yeah. Like, the park is closed for the day. Everybody go away.
Surely there's fucking insurance for shit like this of a dinosaur getting out, you having to close the park. Zoos have that.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you feel closing has already done it,
how many people died? How many people died in that little group there? That's like one lawsuit each, one wrongful death. Yeah.
We have families here. I'm not going to turn this place into some kind of a war zone.
Would you rather turn it into a feeding pen?
It's not a
what
war
do you
zone.
mean?
You're only going after one dinosaur, so go kill it.
Yeah. It's one shot, one gunshot.
I'm just gonna let it kill people.
Yeah.
Why is everyone so stupid?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
You know what?
She's like,
We should
if you're
just-
not gonna help. He just gave you advice on what to do.
This thing is going to kill everybody. Murder.
What do you mean, you people?
You need to put people in. If you don't want to evacuate them, put them in a safe building.
Yeah.
Surely you have something just in case a dinosaur gets out that could cause harm.
In Jurassic World Evolution, there are
Yes,
there
I
are
was about to
shelters
say
where
it.
you can send the guests
Bring
to.
that up. There's shelters. There's shelters for a reason.
Yeah.
You know that I'm not at liberty to reveal the asset's genetic makeup.
Look, everything is fucking amber. Even the tea is amber.
Yeah, he's drinking amber tea. Just crushed up a big thing of amber, and he's pouring that into it.
Just drinking pure amber.
Drinking amber.
He's drinking the one with the mosquito in it.
Yeah.
Doesn't
drinking
Mr.
mosquito.
Here own the park and everything?
Wait, say that again, Shammy.
I said, doesn't Mr. Mimosa here own the park and everything?
He does. Yes.
Yeah. So why is Henry Wu telling him I can't reveal, the asset, what was made in the asset?
Well, you know.
That I'm not at liberty to reveal the asset's genetic makeup.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? You work here.
I'm the one who ordered it.
That's
What do you
your
mean?
boss.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say you're like, I'm not at liberty. It's like, no, you work for me.
That
fucking tell
information
me,
is
or I'm gonna
classified.
Yeah, it's like, well, no, tell me, or I'm gonna make you fucking fight it with boxing gloves.
Cooler, I believe, is the word that you used in your memo.
I wanted you to make him cool, like a surfer, bro, not like a fucking, like, you know, T-Rex. I didn't care if it's a dinosaur.
I guess screw all the other scientists who were involved, I guess, because he's the only actor with, like, a name. They're like, oh yeah, he did it all by himself.
Sorry,
He's the only scientist in Jurassic World.
I love the idea that he's like, I thought you said cool. He's like, I meant like give it weed, you know, not like, you know, this.
You cannot have an animal with exaggerated predator features without the corresponding behavioral traits.
So I think I found a potential, it isn't. It is an actual plot hole. So Henry Wu was
watching the movie, yeah.
Okay, well Henry Wu was saying like we needed to do this to help with the predatory behavioral traits. If they can modify behavioral traits, why would they not modify all the dinosaurs to be more docile and
because that's not cool.
That's not cool, Jake.
Yeah, but like it'd make more sense for them to like modify the behavior to be a lot more mellow, so that way they can be easier to handle.
No, that's not cool.
That's not very cool. Yeah, that's pretty gay actually.
It's pretty lame. Pretty lame.
You're gay.
Excuse me? I mean, yeah, but you don't say it.
After a little more running around and not getting anything done, we pick back up with the studio mandates, being as useless as ever and about as divorced from the rest of the plot as their parents are about to be from each other. And as the rest of the idiocy is going on around them, they're riding around in the all-too-famous gyrosphere that is designed to be driven around in open fields of dinosaurs.
Oh, it's the circle things.
Oh, I remember the circle things.
Yeah, remember those lawsuits waiting to happen? Would love to see the InGen employee who thought that was a good idea.
Imagine if a Stegosaurus, like, flung its tail into it.
Bong.
Hey guys, they sent another one. You want to play pinball?
But that's okay, because they have Jimmy Fallon, of all people, on the interior monitor to explain to them how it's completely safe.
Shoot me. It's Jimmy Fallon.
I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'm all the movie could afford.
I forgot he was in this.
Somebody owed me a favor.
Why Jimmy Fallon? Can you get someone talented and funny?
Do those exist anymore, Tom? I don't.
But talented and funny people.
Talented and funny? Yeah, I don't know if that exists anymore.
There's like two good comedians in the world.
Yeah.
In the world. They're two of a kind.
I want Jeff Foxworthy to explain to me why the gyrosphere is cool.
You might be a redneck if you think... You might be a redneck if you're thinking about lassoing one of these dinosaurs and riding it like a horse.
Really doubling up on the brilliant ideas with that one. Not sure there's a single other person on the planet that could make being awestruck by dinosaurs annoying. Would have been less irritating to have Wish Upon looping on the monitor instead. But you know, since there's a dinosaur out that nobody can do anything about, Claire decided to shut down all of the attractions closest to it, of which included the gyrosphere ride. However, rather than having the thing automatically return to its home base like how it should, it's apparently just built on the honor system, and they're just going to kind of trust that people will come back when their time is up, or should anything happen that causes the ride to close. Surprise, surprise, the kids don't heed the announcement, as pretty much everyone else who's currently out there wouldn't as well. And since they're not coming back, and since the control room apparently doesn't have any way of manually overriding it to bring it back themselves, Claire calls them to inform them that they're all gonna die if they don't put the stupid gyrosphere back. But wouldn't you know it, cell phone reception decided to be bad again for no reason.
Also, it's distorted for no reason.
Oh no, they didn't invest in any cell phone towers on this super popular park. Oh no.
Even though we have super hyper advanced future technology with like all the satellites, we're breaking up for some reason because tension. Fuck you.
And Zach is unable to figure out what she's saying, so they don't listen to her.
Oh, the Indominus Rex is outputting an electromagnetic field that makes it the phones don't work.
And they got it from the special porcupine DNA. They put signal jammer DNA into the Indominus.
Oh God, he's a 5G tower.
All these people get cancer in 5 years.
Yeah, I don't know. Aunt Claire said something about a dinosaurs on the loose. It didn't really seem that important.
I wasn't really listening.
It didn't seem important, and then she hung up on me. So
yeah, it happens every week anyway. Who cares?
I mean, technically, it does to her perspective. You know, there was an animal outside of its zone.
Yeah,
at the start of this film. So
like, Pachycephalosaurus got out and killed 4 people today. That's we'll just write that off on this year's taxes. Damn. What a stroke of bad luck on that front, huh? Only happens when there's important information to convey to someone and literally no other point. Sure as hell didn't have any reception issues when we were listening to Claire and her sister prattling onto each other about nothing for like 5 minutes. But man, oh man, a local call? Impossible. If only we had listened to Vic Hoskins. The pigeon would have gotten to them by now and we could have avoided all of this. Barry just takes a carrier pigeon, slips a note on it. It's like, go forth, little one.
Flies directly over the Mosasaurus tank.
Yeah, the Mosasaurus.
Mosasaur pops up.
Damn, I don't know why they keep going over that one.
Can we please train the birds not to fly over there? For fuck's sake.
And since we need a spooky scene to happen, the 2 are just going to happen across a random-ass gate that's just open for some stupid reason. No idea how it happened. It's irrelevant. It's just for the sake of putting these 2 into perceived danger. Gotta make the audience think that we're gonna possibly kill them off. Oh, aren't you scared, audience? Do you think that the Spielberg studio mandates are going to be in any kind of danger in this upcoming scene? Also, what an amazing opportunity to also really showcase the acting chops of these 2, isn't it? All right, little Timmy, your job here is to act scared. Go. Yeah, I suppose that's scared adjacent. Good enough for what we're doing. Moving on. Let's try not to think about things that used to be. Better for all our sakes, really. But the 2 ride off into the weird outside area that was just open for whatever stupid reason. And since the gyrosphere doesn't have a single security measure installed into it whatsoever, there's nothing stopping our 2 useless boardroom additions from driving off through it.
Also, I like this off-road. Most of these things have it where like the balls or whatever, like fucking, like, I know shops that have it where the trolleys don't work once you leave like the parking lot. So like, there's no way this ball would work anywhere.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be ramming into the fence
or something. Does it need like a battery or whatever?
Well, usually it's like a signal thing for stuff like that. Like it probably doesn't have like petrol. It's probably electric and it charges and probably has a signal from. So I bet they'd be programmed not to go near the fence so they don't fucking hit the electric fence in it.
Wherein they encounter more escaped dinosaurs, which in and of itself is hilarious, considering that nobody actually addresses that these things are just out of their pasture here. I know they have a slightly bigger problem going on at the moment, but it shines a rather funny light onto how easy it actually is for these things to break out. Remember, earlier on in the movie, there was a scene dedicated to showing that the Packies were getting out as well. On the same day, no less. Seems like somebody needs to be talked to about upping the volts on these fences. I don't know.
Well, the Packies short out their implants when they butt heads.
Well, you can't call them that. My God.
Why would you put their implants in their head?
Yeah. Maybe put them somewhere else.
Why not put them in like their thighs or like on their back?
No, it has to go in their head.
What perfect dinosaur to put it in is the ones that smash their heads together.
But my God, what horrible timing. It turns out that the Indominus is just here. Because of course it is. And it's going to immediately start causing an issue because because it's bored or something.
She is seeing all of this for the first time. She will kill everything that moves.
Yeah, sure, Chris, let's go with that. She's never seen anything outside those walls, and all of this is new to her, so that means it's just gonna kill everything it sees for no reason until it comes across something that it can't kill. Yeah, that's how animals work. Oh, okay, these things are squishy. I can pretty well scoop those up whenever I see them. Whoa, hold up there. That thing looks not squishy, and it has a weapon built into its tail. But I've never seen it before, so that means I need to go test and see if I can kill it. And if it kills me, that means I can't. Foolproof plan, really. Look at me, I'm smarter than a primate. And speaking of being smarter than a primate, we have our analytical strategist Zach here, who realizes it's high time to vacate the premises. So he begins enacting his brilliant escape plan.
Now just stay still.
You stupid piece of shit.
Oh.
Hey, fuck you.
Oh, Jesus.
What are you doing? Why?
Yeah, I don't know why you would do that.
I love the gyroscope thing. When it breaks, it just inverts the laws of physics, and just like the heaviest bit goes up as well. Because that's how that works.
Yeah.
They literally said this will keep you upright all the time.
Yeah, and then it broke. Because of Hamo Stego thingo.
I just want to say this thing shrugged off a hit from an ankylosaur tail.
Dinosaurs are invincible, Jake.
Apparently, like these dinosaurs don't have any fight or flight, like adrenaline.
No.
You know, it got a minor scratch on its leg, and it's like, oh, I'm disabled. Fucking fell over.
He's completely incapacitated.
Yeah.
We're safe in here, right?
No, shut up.
Hello.
What you
I'm
doing?
glad we don't have any of that in real life, Tom.
You kids just hanging out?
Yeah.
I'd like to.
Here, want to see something cool I can do? Look at this.
I can dislocate my jaw.
I can dislocate my jaw. I'm smarter than a primate, you know.
I'm gonna eat it. Your doesn't say sure.
Oh, I see what it's doing.
Yeah, it's hyper intelligent.
Yeah.
And of course, after we get the super spooky scare of the audience not knowing if these two are going to get out alive or not, they reach a cliff and are forced to jump off of it. The Indominus, of course, slows itself down just a touch so that it can allow them to prep themselves and then do it, and then it proceeds to not follow them because they stayed underwater long enough for it to decide that they drowned or something.
I'm suddenly really slow for no reason.
I'm smarter than a primate.
Oh, dang it.
Shit. Well, I don't want to jump down there. I'll get wet.
Yeah, I can't
Getting
swim.
wet.
I'm just a giant crocodile on steroids.
I'll just assume they died.
I'll come back to this one.
Whatever.
I'm sure I'll meet him again.
You're not
It's a very
worth
small
it.
island.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that the brother was just like, no, we gotta stay underwater for a few extra seconds.
Yeah, we need to make it think we drowned. We'll meet again, Spider-Man.
We'll meet again, divorcee children!
I don't know. Maybe the implication is that it's scared of heights or something. But the way that Zach motions for Gray to stay under longer implies to me that they're trying to trick it into thinking that they didn't survive. These kids have absolutely no idea what this thing is or how intelligent it is, but they still know to treat it like the horror movie villain that it is and let it do its ominous stare down the waterfall before it gives up and walks off to go be a psychopath somewhere else.
I don't like this movie.
I don't know what I find worse.
Oh, God.
Jurassic Park, Lost World, or this.
Oh, this. Absolutely.
This is.
I don't know, dude. I really didn't like Lost World. I found that movie to be just extreme, atrocious
fair.
nonsense.
That is fair.
With characters who did literally nothing to do anything.
You'll last 2 minutes in there. Less in those ridiculous shoes.
Oh boy,
Okay,
tough
you're
girl.
still wearing the high heels.
Pushes her off the cliff.
After this, we get the all too famous character arc of Claire Deering, the only development to speak of throughout the entirety of this trilogy. And, yeah, I don't really have much to say about it, really. She has a character arc. She saw one dying dinosaur and then completely changed the entire foundation of her personality because of it. Other than that, it's just to further establish that the Indominus Rex is an asshole.
That little lever action thing, that'll stop it.
It would. Shoot it in the head.
You must have forgotten. It's also linked with Kevlar and bulletproof glass.
Wait for it to go roar.
Its insides are made out of titanium.
Oh.
With a mix of tungsten.
Oh boy.
It's made out of vibranium from the Marvel Universe.
It'll bat the bullet back at you.
If you shoot it, it'll turn itself into a bullet.
Yeah. It adapts. It's hyper intelligent.
It's evolving before our very eyes.
Oh, this movie's so stupid.
You shoot it, and it just evolves a gun. And
It's just Cyborg the dinosaur.
It just starts shooting its claws out and reloading them.
Ooh, nice.
Oh god, that'd be awesome.
Are you guys ready to be sad?
I'm ready for Claire's character arc. It's this is it.
I'm already sad.
Yeah. I've been sad through most of this.
Yeah.
Okay. We have other things to worry about.
No. This is where we be sad.
This is where we coach the animal back to living. No, it's just gonna die
This is
there.
a big character moment for her.
Ah!
She realizes, oh my
Things
god,
can
these
die.
are animals.
Oh boy. They're real. They're really real.
And she's just like, I thought they were holograms the whole fucking time. What do you mean?
Like, oh, we were actually cloning dinosaurs?
Oh god, what have I done? We made an abomination.
Oh shit, we have dinosaurs here, she says. Fuck! Forgot.
How long have these been here?
Wait, what?
You're supposed to be extinct.
Wait a minute!
Oh my
Gross,
god, I'm
like-
having a character arc. I realize that dinosaurs are living things and can die. My dying wish. My final...
Yeah.
I draw my last breath.
Like,
please
please,
look
quick,
after
I need-
my... Please look after my child Littlefoot.
Please, Claire, know that dinosaurs are living. Let my death not be in vain.
Claire, there is more to life than corporate memos.
Oh.
Ah.
Blech.
Blech. Now I die. Blech. Carry on my legacy, Claire. Blech.
This is supposed to be the moment of Bryce Dallas Howard going, "Oh no!"
Yep.
So
Dinosaurs are people too.
Yep. Dinosaurs deserve human rights.
They're alive, just like me.
Yeah. The dinosaur is like, as my dying wish, Claire, be nice to dinosaurs now.
And then she's like, I understand.
Mm.
We humans are the dinosaurs, really. I tickled you, didn't it?
And you, Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt, make sure you stay exactly the same through all these movies.
That thing killed them so fast.
Yeah,
Look how
like,
close all the
six of them.
bodies are.
Six of them so close together.
6 of them so close together. Like he just fucking like, I don't know, did like a flying, spinning, slashing kick and just sliced all 6 of them in one swipe.
Chris Pratt,
like
make sure
Kung
you
Fu
have no
dinosaur
character
there.
development.
Yeah, it's because the Indominus can teleport, Dan. They split it with teleporting DNA.
Ah.
So yeah,
With Nightcrawler's DNA.
yeah.
Psycho's just killing everybody.
Yeah.
It's Jason the cyborg dinosaur.
It's killing for sport.
By the way, have you had a cat before? Do you know? Do you know that? Do you know that a lot of weasels tend to just like kill a thing? Have you seen what orca do to stingray? They just like slap it till it's dead and then they leave. They don't eat it.
I've seen those videos where they just slap it out of the fucking water. They slap up.
I love the
orcas are assholes.
It's
Yes,
killing.
they
It's
are.
killing for sport and pleasure, and we see the Indominus Rex like dabbing in the distance. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing. This is Jurassic World, man. There isn't anything to talk about regarding these idiots. Notice how I never said anything about Owen's character? That's because there's nothing to say about it. He's a generic, quippy action hero who's training velociraptors, and he pretty much remains that forever, minus the training raptors part, since, you know. Oh yeah, and he's also the exposition wizard, so he can tell all of the clueless park owners all the important psychological details about this stupid Michael Myers dinosaur that he didn't know about before today.
She is learning where she fits in the food chain, and I'm not sure you want her to figure that out.
You know a lot about this like creature that was created in the lab.
Just gonna say, like, how do you know all this, Chris Pratt?
This is a completely new dinosaur that was made in a lab, spliced together with other animals. You don't know.
He doesn't even know what it was made with.
Yeah. Well, like he has to know
just
because
be a big Komodo dragon, you know. That,
well, like the writers
splice with a frog and a porcupine. He's like, it's gonna kill everything.
Yeah.
Well, like the writers
are with a porpitine. It probably would.
Now, let's hope there's no. Let's hope there's no porcupine in there, man.
Don't give me flashbacks.
If there's porcupine in there, we're all doomed.
Those things
there's
are
no
vicious.
there's vicious creatures,
bro.
Vicious.
You will not be able to keep any of your corn safe.
Your pumpkins are doomed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but I was saying, like, the writers are like essentially forcing Chris Pratt to know everything about this creature because like we're led to believe that he's the pen like enclosure raptor trainer.
Yeah.
So he's like he knows.
Yeah, he's
like the Steve Irwin. He knows everything about animals, but it's just like this is a lab experiment that was spliced together with other animals.
He's kind of like the Alan Grant and Ian combined. Like he just knows everything. Yeah. He's got all the sharp lines mixed with like Steve Irwin.
And everyone else is so comedically like non-caring about the fact that they're living animals. Just like, but we created it. We're in control. We control the animals. We're evil scientists.
We can't kill that. It costs money. Like
money.
Like what?
And he's like, people are gonna die. This is a creature, a wild creature.
But like, if you killed it, couldn't you then just take blood from it and then clone it again, and it would be significantly cheaper than you making it from scratch? Oh, okay, well,
no. Well, if you die, your DNA just doesn't exist anymore.
Oh yeah, that's right. Silly me.
Yeah. If you're deceased, you can't.
Yeah.
Your DNA is just gone.
Yeah, it dies with you. But yeah. Let's see. Where are we now? Surely there's something interesting to talk about after this. Oh, never mind. It's just that part where it stops being a movie so it can remind us that the first film exists. Right. Yeah, we're skipping this too.
How much is left of this movie?
They were probably about halfway through.
Oh my god! I need an intermission.
Okay. But this is the big nostalgia part.
I need a fucking break.
Oh god! Don't you remember the first movie?
The member berries, they're coming! They're everywhere!
I need a fucking break.
Anna. It's the banner that fell. It's the banner that fell down. Me.
Let's light it on fire.
Yeah. Jurassic Park. I saw it.
Remember Ned's raincoat?
Wow.
Well, it's in the
member berries.
Well, it's in the dinosaur time, so it was spelled different.
Asa,
no.
Don't you remember?
No, because you watched Jurassic Park without me and showed me the rest of these terrible movies, so... so I don't remember.
I'm feeling so fuzzy right now.
Oh my god.
This part of the movie literally is just like, let's take a break from the plot and remind you about the first movie. It's just a nostalgia build.
Right. Let's go through a Jurassic Park museum.
This is a part from the first movie, Timmy.
Yeah. Let's completely fucking halt the pacing just to look at nostalgia in this building. And now we're done with it.
Yeah, time to see another attraction.
After that brief intermission, back to the movie.
This is worse than I remember.
Here we go. Oh boy, a Vic Hoskins scene. Bursting his way into the control room, shouting, "Why don't we use the Indominus for war? That'll solve this problem."
We're gonna capture the Indominus and then we're gonna use it in war.
Go right in with my shotgun. Oh god, this movie's so dumb.
It's so bad.
I'm already thinking, how much longer is this movie?
Dude, I told you, dude, this movie's retarded. And this is the better of the new ones.
Yes.
The next movie is absolute autism.
I have not seen that one.
I haven't either, but Will has unfortunately told me what it's about. And it's going to make me
Oh boy. Oh, what a joy to behold. What brilliant plans are you bringing to the table, Vic?
I've been working for 2 years on an application for those raptors. They can hunt and kill that creature.
Of course, let more dinosaurs out. Not sure why I didn't think of that, really. You have a problem with dinosaurs escaping? Try a ×2 multiplier. That always improves things. Dinosaurs². The solution to everyone's problems. They can take orders, you see. Owen moved his arm down and they all ran away at the same time. I mean, both him and Barry basically said that it took them forever just to get them to do that, but they can take orders.
You see, the solution to your crisis is standing right in front of you.
A gun? Kind of backwards thinking is that? No. We have smaller versions of the same thing that we could just let out, because why not? You weren't there, Mr. Mizrahi. You don't understand. He yelled at them, and so they looked up at what was yelling at them. Bond between man and beast, Mr. Mizrahi.
Like, and why would we do that? Why don't we just fucking get
shoot it?
a 338 Lapua and deal with this thing? Like, one shot. Easy. Ooh, Teflon. It's made of Teflon. You scratch it and you die 5 years later.
No velociraptors are going to be set loose on this island.
You're out of your mind.
Yeah, you tell him, Hoskins. Wow, you don't want to let more dinosaurs out on the chance that they might go after the other dinosaurs that got out? Someone's not seeing the bigger picture here. I don't know. Simon immediately goes and crashes a helicopter after this, so nobody else will be around to tell Hoskins no. There's a certain horrific beauty to that when you think about it. I don't know, maybe that's just the madness creeping up on me. Who knows? This is only the first Jurassic World film, man. We still have another one after this. We haven't even been introduced to Maisie yet. No wonder Dominion almost broke me.
Oh, this part.
Oh, I love this scene. It's awful.
There's literally no other helicopter pilots on the entire fucking island for some reason.
This is a really stupid movie.
No. The only two helicopter pilots on the island are his instructor and him.
Why would you be having him fly it?
I guess there's nobody else.
What about the helicopter instructor?
They already said he was fucking.
Yeah, he was evacuated.
Oh, what?
He's stuck down there. With
The only helicopter? They evacuated the only helicopter pilot?
Yep.
Why would you do that? That's like the stupidest thing. Why would you do that?
Here, go take this. You're stronger than me.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hand you this old battery.
Yeah.
We'll Merry Christmas.
At least, what, 20-year-old battery?
Yeah, about
right?
Thereabouts.
Oh no, they're taking the battery.
I'm sure it works fine.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. They're gonna repair the Jeep.
Yeah. With that 20-year-old gasoline in it. Yeah.
Yeah, 20-year-old battery.
20-year-old battery, 20-year-old gasoline.
With a 20-year-old seized up engine.
Yeah. It all works perfectly.
And it
spared no expense.
All the foliage that's grown over it as well.
It's fine.
It's fine.
If you let a car sit for decades,
I mean, nobody's there to.
fine.
Yeah. Nobody's
It's
there
fine.
to break the car, so why would it break?
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, it would obviously stay in its same condition for decades.
It sure would.
Yeah.
You're cow. Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
The thing that keeps happening in everything we watch with Zach, where gas that's been sitting there for forever works, and he's just like, no.
Get the fuck out of here. I had a generator that was sitting for 4 months. It took me 15 minutes to get that bitch started. How many years has this shit been sitting? Get the fuck out of here.
1993.
Get the fuck out of here. That gas isn't combusting shit.
Okay, so that it would not work. It would not work.
Nah, it's fine.
What do you
So
mean?
The kid holds the battery like
Look,
this.
Jake.
Yeah.
Look, Jake, it says Jurassic Park. Don't you remember Jurassic Park?
Yeah, they have super technology, okay? Like, they can make dinosaurs. Of course they can make batteries that defy physics, okay?
I can see you.
I literally see you.
Yeah, I see both of you.
I have eyes. I'm smarter than a
I'm
primate.
smarter than a primate.
I see a redhead.
I see bright red hair.
Yeah, I see bright red hair right there. You're obviously right there. Like
and a white and a white coat. Like you stand out like pretty bad.
It's weird that it's looking in here. You think it would have been following the sound of the vehicle.
Yeah, right.
No, it smells her perfume.
Yeah, right.
Somebody smells like a psycho bitch in here.
And he put cologne on because he needed to clean up for her, because as coy as he was being, he still wants to bang her, so he splashed on some cologne too.
Its eye was right over the top of them. It can see them.
Yeah, no. It's like, I'll deal with you later. I need you two pawns. He's highly intelligent.
He's actually just playing 5D dinosaurs.
Yeah.
There's actually a homeless man living in here going, someone stole my Jeep! What the fuck? Oh, my favorite Jeep!
I remember the first movie.
Looks like the fox got in the hen house.
Neat.
Dude, you see that shit? You see the way he was massaging his shoulder like a freak? All the other ones are, oh shit, what the fuck is that?
Oh god.
Yeah, screw that.
Everybody run.
Dude, it took me 2 hours to chase a bird out of my building. These pterodactyls just fucking found that opening.
They instantly found.
Get the fuck out of here.
Freedom, guys! Freedom!
Why would you let it in our house?
No, not
my
Jeep!
God.
Oh, well,
Wow.
it's gone.
Wow.
Oh Jesus!
Stabbed him!
That fucking body armor helped him a lot, didn't it?
It was, well, they're not dinosaur proof, okay, even though this is the dinosaur park.
Okay then.
Well, no. It's not pterosaur proof, Asa. Get it right.
Oh yeah, shit, that's why it didn't work, because it was dinosaur proof and not pterosaur proof, yeah.
Exactly.
My work here is done.
Yep.
At least he died doing what he loved.
Yeah.
Drinking and flying.
Yeah. Let's go bother those people.
For no reason.
Let's go ask him what's going on. Hey guys, wait up. I got a question. What's going on?
Is there a dinosaur out? We can help you.
Did you guys fuck up and release a dinosaur? I'll go spread the word.
Don't worry, everyone. Don't worry, guys. I'll warn the people in the park. But yeah, now that that's out of the way, now there are pterodactyls out, which means we're inching that ever bit closer to the most infamous scene of the film. Well, another one of the most infamous scenes of the film. I think I might have said that during the Indominus escape bit, but I mean, yeah, this movie's full of them. I don't know what to tell you.
This poor secretary, she did not deserve her fate.
No.
Oh yeah, Jesus! Yeah. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, like
people still talk about it to this day. Like,
I know.
It's so bizarrely cruel to this character who's done nothing.
Like she was a little neglectful and looked at her phone a couple times, and just yeah.
Well, she wasn't like. She's not their aunt or mother. She wasn't supposed to look after them. She's like, she was a secretary.
Yeah, she was a secretary who was assigned to look after these children. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And they fucked off of their own accord. Like, it wasn't her fault.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the teenager was like,
"Let's get oh shit."
Yeah.
But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves or anything. We still have the attack on the plaza to go over.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to a containment anomaly, all guests must take shelter immediately.
A containment anomaly.
You can tell the UN wrote this movie.
And it's a beautiful thing. Trying to get extras coordinated is always a fun thing to do, and always the more hilarious when they don't do it whatsoever. With that said, suffice to say that the extras of Jurassic World weren't really bringing their A game today. Let's take a look at this scene, shall we? The people here aren't running away. These people up front are running towards the pterodactyls because they can't go further forward like the people in the back. Hey, look, I think that's that bored-looking woman in yellow who was in the mosasaur scene. This must have been filmed on the same day. These people are just standing here. This dude's more concerned with his drinks than his safety. Ah, spooky jump scare lizard. Look how scared this guy is. Random employees are ushering guests in a particular direction. Doesn't actually matter. Everyone's kind of just going in random directions with no actual destination in mind. This guy on the balcony here can't decide if he wants to stand up or not. This dude flung his food into the air before the pterodactyl even got into the restaurant. This person's standing on the table for some reason. This woman's just standing here doing nothing. This woman's just standing here doing nothing while the guy in front of her is getting mauled. Oh, this lady almost lost her hat. Keep those priorities straight. Better run a little slower so that doesn't happen again. This guy stopped running for a second, then continued running when he saw the people next to him were still going. These two women are just standing here watching everyone run past them. These people are just standing here looking slightly annoyed. This guy just kind of casually walked off back to his picnic bench. This guy is following him. This guy dropped something next to his table. Have to get that. Can't be littering at a time like this. Beautiful. Wonderful thing when the shot calls for a lot of extras. Get a big group of people together, give them a vague instruction, and then hope that they'll listen to you, because you can only get so many takes of this before you have to move on.
You are really running from dinosaurs right now. This is actually happening. So if you were ever really afraid of anything, this is real. Believe it. You're not acting. Find that fear.
But yeah, the pterodactyls are attacking the plaza, and it's very terrifying, as you can imagine. Everybody's really on the same page that this is not a comfy and relaxing day at the park.
Oh my god, these things are not.
Punch one!
What are you doing?
Nobody ever tries to fight back.
Nobody ever runs for the clear cover either.
Yeah, nobody runs into a building.
No, but like the thing is that they didn't bother to put these people in a shelter area.
Yeah. Like the second that the pterosaurs got out, like there wasn't an alarm that went off the second the pterosaurs got out. Look at the dude trying to save his drink.
Alarm when the Indominus got out. They should have had people in shelters.
Yeah. Like the World War II air siren that's going off right now.
Yeah. They installed that for some reason.
Hey, you got any hot dogs? Hey, did you know dinosaurs got out?
The dinosaurs got out, everyone.
We're just here to warn the people.
We're here to let you know. Okay, good. It looks like they're leaving, guys. We've done our job.
Everything is fine.
Great job, everybody. We've
Everything is under control.
Evacuated the island.
This is power creep right now. And it's making the movie stupider.
Can you imagine if some guy came around?
Oh, wait,
turn off the alarms! We can't close the park or we'll never reopen.
That guy who saves the margaritas. There's that one guy who gets up grabbing the margaritas.
Yeah.
I mean, he's base.
Or I'm gonna
It's
get
just
you
like-
out of
Let
here.
me help
Don't you
you.
worry.
I'm gonna carry you to safety. Oh.
It's just like one employee on a megaphone going, "Guys, dinosaurs have escaped."
Yeah.
Does anyone hear me, guys? Guys, the dinosaurs are out. Guys.
Please calm down, if you please. Just listen to the announcements. He's looking at like,
seems like a
yes,
good
this
time
is
to stand
exactly
up
what I
really
wanted.
high,
This proves that
isolated.
dinosaurs
Smiling.
can be used in war.
He's just thinking, can we train those?
Yeah, they can be used in war as long as the enemy doesn't have guns.
Yeah. Guys, there are dinosaurs out. You guys gotta run.
Run!
You guys have to get going.
Run for your lives!
What? Wait, hang on. Was that pterosaur just like waiting there with the crowd, like, yeah, boys, let's get him?
Yeah, yes.
It was just like awkwardly hovering. I remember pterosaurs at like hummingbirds.
Good thing they didn't kill anyone there.
Yeah. And needless to say, regardless of all the silly stuff everyone is doing, nobody is doing the remotely intelligent thing of entering a building. No, screaming and running around in circles. That's the mob mentality of the Jurassic World demographic. Wouldn't be surprised if the people in the buildings were leaving them, truth be told. So congratulations, everyone. You're all officially handling this worse than the Jurassic Park 3 cast did. And they didn't have a giant open area to work with multiple choices of shelter at their disposal. And of course, this brings me to the aforementioned most infamous bit, the part where they just torture the babysitter for no reason. The most over-the-top and gruesome death this series has ever seen. And, yeah, it kind of speaks for itself, really. There was a scene where she was mean to the kids or something, and this is supposed to act as her comeuppance or some nonsense, but it was a deleted scene. And so this came completely out of nowhere, and it just kind of looks like the actress made Colin Trevorrow mad that day or something. Watching the behind-the-scenes documentaries really lends well to that theory, too.
I've been pulled on a harness, dropped from a crane, I've been dropped in the water, I've been held underwater, I've been pulled out of the water, dropped in the water again, held out of the water, and then finally eaten by a giant water dinosaur.
I just think it's the most epic Jurassic Park death I could possibly imagine.
And the jarring nature of it comes from the fact that literally no one else in this crowd is getting killed like this. We have this shot where one picks up the dude for a second, and then another here where it tries to do so with a baby Triceratops. But with that said, the babysitter is the only one that is actually killed, almost as if these two instances were only put here to lead up to this. And of course, all of the pterodactyls stop being a threat to the plaza while this is going on, so Zach and Gray can safely watch their babysitter getting deleted out of existence.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
I shall save you, beautiful woman.
Oh. There you go. They'll be safe here. Don't worry.
Water's very safe.
Oh, wait, no, you're actually not safe in here. Don't worry, I got you.
Jesus Christ.
Stop struggling.
Stop struggling. I'm trying to get you out. Hang on.
I'm trying to save you.
Also, why are they going in there to get her, too?
Because they know that she can't run now, and she's too heavy to take away, so attack her in the water.
I know CPR.
We're going to get you out of here. Don't you worry about a thing. Well, oh, no, I didn't see this guy.
It didn't work.
These are like the clumsiest birds I've ever seen in my life, too. Every single one of them is like dropping people and over and over. They can't fucking stay in flight. They can't get out of the water. It's crazy. I'm actually surprised that these birds aren't just crashing into each other like constantly. They're so damn clumsy.
Yeah, this fish is really heavy. Oh, God.
Also, they didn't really went in on this bitch for no real reason. Like, yeah, she sucks at her job, but did she really need to get fucked that hard?
Go! Get inside now!
Oh, yeah, now get inside. Now, the big fish is there, get inside.
To be fair, her job, that's not her normal-ass job, and I would have not really given a fuck about someone else's kids either.
Oh, no, 100%. It's just retarded that the movie decided to just fucking murk the shit out of her.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I fucking... This scene is awful.
Like, she gets fought over between two...
And then, and then she, like, starts drowning, and this was the scene that actually made me hate the movie. Like, before I was just, this is shit. This was like, right, I fucking hate this film. It's really, like,
and you don't
I find
even
it
see
sadistic.
other people being dragged. You don't see other people getting this treatment.
Do you know what, as well? You can do that scene more tastefully so it doesn't feel as dark. You have the thing pick her up, you see it drop her in the distance, then you just see the mosasaur come up and you can assume you know what happened.
Guys.
In the Lost World novel, there's a scene of one of the characters getting torn apart by raptors, and we get to see everything that character is thinking about as it's happening, starting from the initial adrenaline rush of thinking he's going to get away at first, all the way to him hyper-fixating onto the blades of grass directly ahead as he disassociates from what's happening to him. This is going on as the main characters are at a safe distance, helplessly watching it happen. And the one detail that sticks out in one of their minds is the velociraptor pulling a chocolate bar out of the dead man's severed leg pocket. Obviously, it's a hell of a lot more gruesome than this was. Crichton was good at those horror-esque death scenes, but there's an interesting difference in that despite that, it doesn't come across as weird and for some people distasteful, because it doesn't look as though the story is actively targeting this character. Raptors are going to do raptor things, and sure, pterodactyls are going to do so as well. But as I said, nobody else in this crowd is receiving even remotely the same treatment. If we were seeing the pterodactyls actively carrying off other extras, and we weren't just watching Tammy here trying to hold her hat into place, maybe this would have come across as a little less jarring overall, but as it stands, it's merely another example of this movie's guardrails, because interesting things only happen when we're looking, and whoa, look how crazy this is. And this should come as no surprise. This is what most movies are these days. But Colin was more concerned about whoa, cool, than something that would actually fit tonally and narratively within what we had witnessed previously.
Zara was about trying to surprise moviegoers, who I think can see everything coming. We're all screenwriters. We're all screenwriters, and an earned death, that's a screenwriting term, to me, unearned death is the definition of terror.
Ah, yes. The beginning threads of the we have to do something the audience isn't expecting or else they won't like it age of cinema. I don't even know where Hollywood got this from. They just decided to start doing random crap because they somehow got it into their heads that predictability equals bad. And because of that, it means a glorious avalanche of endless torment for this poor woman as we get to witness her getting sacrificed to the audience. And I can certainly see the perspective that it's distasteful, but in the end, I think it's far worse that this mainly appears to be symbolism for the death of Katie McGrath's career. And that's what she gets for making eye contact with Spielberg without permission. Anyway, remember the first Jurassic Park movie? But yeah, anyway, that part of the ride is over, so the pterodactyls stop being an issue after that. Whole bunch of people come in and trank them, and now we're good. Wonder if we could do that with the Indominus or something, I don't know.
Shoot!
What are you doing?
Shoot! Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for shooting 5 tranks into it. You killed it.
3 of them hit him.
Oh, look at these fucking mercenary dudes.
Yeah, that one's like a Viking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I fucking one-shotted
it. Also, why is this dinosaur flying back towards the island after it got this far out?
So, okay.
It's like, I want to go back. I don't like it out here.
This fucking retard had the brass catcher
remember that
on his
shot?
fucking rifle.
Yeah.
Why? Why would you
know.
add that bullshit to your
yeah.
combat weapon?
Because it was cool, Red.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I get that you are reloading and you are making fucking mad money out of
other
that, but
characters will admit that it's a stupid-ass plan.
I love the idea as well, like recording the special ops, but we still haven't closed the park.
Wait,
we won't
wait a
reopen
minute.
if we close the
That's
park, so
you
we
shouldn't
can't.
say bitch.
But speaking of the Indominus, it's time that we get back to worrying about that. And what better time for our favorite psychiatric patient to enact his brilliant plan of making it 10 times worse.
The new mission is to prevent further loss of life.
By letting the velociraptors out.
More dinosaurs.
I got an idea.
We're
Let's
going
release more dinosaurs.
Yeah, we're going to prevent future loss of life by letting more carnivores out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
How many more people have to die before this mission starts to make sense to you?
Oh, man. Like, it doesn't seem fair for me to even be picking on you at this point, dude. I feel like I'm making fun of a disabled person. I know I don't have to say this, but letting the velociraptors out is a bad idea. People are going to get eaten if you do that. Well, no, realistically speaking, the raptors are just going to die because they're all going to get shot when they go in to try and eat people. Either way, I think I would have to drink quite a few bottles of NyQuil before I could even begin to get myself into the mindset that you're in.
You're gonna watch a news story tomorrow about how you all saved lives. No, better yet, how your animals saved lives.
No, you're not.
All right, Raptors, here's the deal. We're going to get along. You know why? I'm going to let you out. Eat all of these people right now. I'll even let you kill some of the people at the fucking town.
Yeah, go for it. Like,
just as a treat.
Kill everything.
Yeah, kill them all.
No, I love the idea that the newspaper comes out tomorrow is like some idiot decided to have the raptors go out.
No, here's the thing though, Tabs. Imagine it all goes well. They give the raptors miniguns, they kill the Indominus Rex. The newspaper will still say Park's stupid Frankenstein project kills thousands for no reason.
Yeah.
No, but it's
Parks
just like
decide not to make emergency procedures because question mark.
Higher ups at InGen decide to let more dinosaurs out to try and stop it.
Who taught you how to wear a plate carrier?
Director decided to headbutt pterosaurs with a helicopter.
Hoskins, you wanted this to happen, you son of a bitch.
Stop
No,
saying
I like that
bitch.
she's like, you wanted this to happen. It's like,
no, we didn't.
you're acting like he planned for this. He and the Indominus Rex had like a deal.
like before he turned up, he went to the Indominus Rex like, okay, I've got a plan to get you out of here.
But since there isn't a sane person left alive on this island, and also because Colin is demanding it to be, Chris is going to inevitably give in to this obviously horrendous idea and start making plans with the other soldiers on how things are going to play out when they let the raptors out of their cages.
The raptor's like, oh, God, it's the fat guy again.
Put me in, coach. I'll go get him. You let him go. Big fucking high five. He turns around and bites your head.
What are their names?
They don't have names. They're monsters.
Well, this one's called Asshole. This one's called Get Away From Me.
Yeah. What are their names? It depends on what they're doing at the time.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Mercedes.
Yes.
Again.
I keep saying Mitsubishi, but because I don't know the symbols that well. I also don't care.
Do you remember that ghost at the old house? Do you remember the one in the garage?
Their old house had a ghost? Why aren't we seeing that movie?
I want to see that movie.
Yeah. This universe has ghosts in it? Man.
Clearly.
Bringing out the Phasmophobia squad.
Yeah. Mind you, the intention seems more for the sake of the raptors finding the thing rather than them killing it. Sure, this lunatic here is rambling about how they're going to, but we don't need to worry about him. That's just old crazy Uncle Vic going off again. He usually quiets down for a bit when you give him a Twizzler. But overall, if we ignore all the other reasons this plan is stupid, we can still come to the logical conclusion that all of these people are just following the raptors to the Indominus' location for the sake of shooting it down once they've done so. Letting the raptors attack it is just going to put them in more danger. And supposedly we've spent a lot of money on these things, so realistically we would want to minimize the chances of needlessly losing more of them when we have firearms at our disposal. So yeah, we can keep that in mind with the upcoming scene here.
Well, we lost
This
them.
Marvel, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gone.
Yeah.
Well, sir, we lost them. Our
They
vehicles literally can't go through a jungle, so we're fucked.
The raptors immediately go to where the remaining guests are.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, boys. We split on 3.
Yeah.
And then we kill everybody
We
on the
turn around
motorcycles.
and eat easy meals.
I think it would be really funny if the raptors just, as soon as they were let out of their cage, just attacked.
Yeah, they
like,
just turned
Chris
around
Pratt
and just attacked everybody, yeah.
Or the doors open and they just don't do anything. They're like, what are we doing?
They just stand there.
Yeah, they're like, well, this is awkward. We don't. What do you want us to do?
Yeah.
So how do we plan on getting them back in?
They'll come back.
Oh, of course, yeah.
They're trained.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
just
boy.
riding that fucking Harley through the jungle.
Yeah, no obstacles at
Yeah.
all. Unless there
Yeah,
isn't a
there's
motorcycle in the shot, and then they're jumping over logs and stuff.
Yeah, they're jumping over fallen trees
Yeah.
and, all kinds of shit. But apparently there's just a straight path of
Yeah.
solid
A
ground.
straight path to where the Indominus is right now.
Yep. Well, you see, the raptors have beaver teeth, and they're getting the trees out of the way as they run.
Yeah. Nothing too surprising there. This is Jurassic World, after all. However, the thing I do want to take a moment for is the bit where the Indominus negotiates with the Velociraptors. Oh, sorry. That is one of the more stupider bits. I suppose I probably should have built up to it a bit more.
Do you remember this part, Zach?
Nope.
Oh, man. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Remember when Jurassic Park 3 basically told us that the raptors just have their own fully developed language? Well, we're keeping that into the canon, so don't you worry about that. And the Indominus can speak it, I guess.
They're talking. Be free, my brother. Do not listen
Shoot
to
him.
your enslavers. Yeah, shoot him. No, turn, my brothers. Reclaim your heritage. eat dinner.
The dinosaur. Actually, what happened was that the Indominus Rex went, "Lol, you work for these monkeys, you fucking," and they went, "Oh shit, yeah, you're way cooler."
That thing's part raptor.
They're stupid.
Oh my god, that thing's part raptor.
Part raptor. Oh my.
It's part raptor. Oh my god, is this a
Smarter
shock?
than a primate.
It's smarter than a dolphin.
Ah.
Join me, brothers, and together we can rule the island. Part of the crew, part of the ship.
Visible lasers.
Remember, brothers.
Where are they even aiming? Fuck.
Over there. They're like, remember, brothers. I
One of them's, like,
hunger,
so far
therefore I
Okay,
hunger.
now start shooting. Start shooting.
No, it's fine.
Start shooting.
No, it's fine.
Shoot.
No, it needs to have a philosophical discussion with them, you know.
Shoot.
If you saw that the Raptors weren't even doing anything yet, just shoot.
Because Jacob, you remember the ancient saying, right? I hunger, therefore I bunger.
Shoot.
And as we all know, the language you speak is actually a genetic trait, which is what truly gave it away in the end. I think there's probably a few racist jokes I could make from that, but I'll refrain.
Why do they act like it's
shoot
like
them all?
because it's part raptor, it's gonna listen to them?
Yep. That is the logic.
So we can add Velociraptor charisma to the ever-growing list of things this stupid dinosaur has, even though we made a point earlier that it was just killing things for the sake of killing, and it's supposedly kind of just going forward to see how much it can actually kill. But apparently the Velociraptors are an exception to this, and despite the fact that it would have no idea what a raptor is to begin with, because it's been raised in isolation its entire life, it knows it can give them an evil monologue and obtain them as minions. I suppose, to be fair, it can look into the future. I did forget about that one. So fair enough, this actually makes complete sense and is entirely narratively consistent with what we've seen this thing do before. This might be the best movie ever made, to be honest. I don't know. It's invulnerable to bullets and rocket launchers. No further comment.
Golly.
Yeah,
like,
we have Kevlar.
AT4, let's go.
Don't care if it's made of Kevlar.
And
I know what that actually means.
Tungsten. We got a variable bulletproof cocktail over here.
Dinosaur made of diamonds.
It's made out of adamantine vibranium. Wakandia.
Oh my god, it's bulletproof.
Oh no.
Why did we splice
Oh my
it
god,
with-
it's got a fucking RPG.
Why did we splice its DNA with Kevlar?
Nah.
You mean to tell me that that thing that looks like a raptor was spliced with a raptor?
Oh my god.
No way.
But yeah, color me shocked. Hoskins was wrong and letting more dinosaurs out didn't work. I was so sure he had it in the bag with this one. Almost like the dude who's been with these things their entire lives told you it would happen or something. I don't know.
It's just like, wow, my plan is shit.
Wow,
Like,
I didn't anticipate they'd do this.
Oh, I'm gonna fire Chris Pratt. I can't believe he recommended this.
Provided the means in which it happened was still kind of silly, but the fact remains. And of course, there's also the fact that the squad here could just go back to their vehicles and leave, but they instead opt on wandering off into the jungle and dying for whatever reason. We can do a little bit of fast forwarding. Standard procedure at this point, I assure you.
Watch your six. Raptor's got a new alpha.
Why don't we just go back to the truck, Chris Pratt?
Yeah,
watch your sticks.
How about we come back in the daytime when we can
Yeah.
see?
No.
Like
No,
mission-
watch your sticks, you son of a bitch.
No, we
Yeah.
got plenty of fire. We can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch your six.
We'll just shoot off another RPG. We'll just shoot off another RPG if it gets too dark.
Yeah.
No, watch your six, you son of a bitch.
Why don't the Raptors have body cams?
They do.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Hell
Holy
yeah.
shit. Oh my god.
It was a little dark out. Can you see now?
This is a little bit overkill.
A little bit.
Fucking RPG for a single raptor. Jesus Christ.
Dinner. Oh, you're not running? That's weird. Oh, that's good.
Is that the blue?
No.
No.
That's definitely not.
So Star-Lord is dead.
No, he's fine.
I just love it in the background. He just like comes out of nowhere. They thought that was like such like a dramatic scene as well, and it's just fucking funny.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Don't you feel bad for the Velociraptors?" I'm like, they're not characters. They're CGI retards.
Yeah, all their humor doesn't hit. Why'd you open it? Are you gonna you fucking get?
Yeah, why didn't you just go to the passenger seat, dude? Goddamn.
I know every time I'm in a rush, every time I open a door, I have to stop and and then move. You know.
Yeah.
We fell out.
Hi. I can't get in. Could you slow down? Ow.
It's gonna be a bumpy ride. I forgot about that. Again, every time it's so funny.
Can you edit that scene? Not that scene. The Ellen thingy from the.
Oh
I don't remember the name of the film.
Well. When the Velociraptors, it just like.
Alan.
Alan White.
You're all dead.
The force of that breaking the window would have at least knocked the car around, and just nothing happened.
She held that wheel tight too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would have been like, "Oh shit," because a raptor just busted in the window.
And being blinded from the glass shaft.
That too.
Wow.
Wow,
It's
why
fine.
did you do that?
It's fine, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Only the one that got blown up is dead because they're weak to fire damage or something. I don't know. They're grass-type dinosaurs. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But our deal is still intact. Don't worry, you'll be well taken care of. Let's go.
Yeah, look how one guy's yelling and the other guy's just speaking.
Yeah,
normal.
like Dr. Wu's screaming, the other guy's like, "Don't worry, there's something taken care of."
I must continue
Yeah,
my
but then he
work.
turns into like a fucking hobo, like loser in the third film.
I love this guy that was just like a scientist, and now they're just like, oh yes, this was my master plan. He is such a cool dinosaur, yeah. Oh, we're gonna make so much money from the war. What the fuck is this character now?
In this one, he's like some evil asshole. Then in like the second, was he in the second one? I don't.
He's in the
remember.
second one. Yeah, he's an evil asshole in that too.
And then the third one, he's like,
Yeah,
my
then he's the good.
creation.
Then
I
he's
didn't
just a
want
good guy.
this.
Yeah.
What do you think they said to the actor? They're like, so you know how you were this character in Jurassic Park? He's like, yeah, like, so now I want you to be evil. He's like, okay, you're paying me, but why? He's like, I'll do it. Like, I'm getting paid money, but why? And they're just like, it's okay, just it makes sense. And he's like, sure.
Do you want your character to be killed off like he was in the book? Because this is how you get your character killed off like he was in the book.
Well, he's like, I don't blame, like, here's the, I never really blame the actors. It's always the everyone else. But you just like imagine what this is. Now your direction is. You know how you were a man of science. Forget that. You're now a Nazi. What? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
But we pick back up with Hoskins a little bit later as he and the remaining minions that didn't get eaten by velociraptors are packing up all of the stuff in the labs. The main point of this is pretty much just so that he can continue going on about dinosaurs in the military for a bit before getting eaten by a raptor that just showed up because, this dude's opinion was not swayed whatsoever from the events that he just witnessed. He is still fully on board with the idea of replacing guns with dinosaurs. I do have to say, there's a level of mental fortitude in that kind of determination that's worth a level of appreciation. It's a nice little metaphor for how badly the filmmakers wanted us to accept it. And despite the fact that it was clearly shown to not work in the very movie that they were trying to push it in, they are going to continue to try and push it to us for the next 2 movies to come. I'm sure you're very excited.
Imagine that one, fraction of the size.
Yeah, we'll make it a little smaller. That was clearly the problem.
Yeah, but we're gonna make it the size of a mouse.
Yeah, we'll make it raptor sized, and then it'll just be a raptor.
Yeah, right.
Nature is the gift. Oh, shit! Easy. Hey, I'm on your side.
Thank you for the hand. We are on the same side.
You're helping me by feeding.
Yes. I was feeling peckish.
All these dinosaurs are always feeling peckish.
Yeah.
These dinosaurs are literally in a permanent state of, I'm gonna eat stuff.
I mean, is this where they were going with the like, hey, we want a smart dinosaur. What if we use human DNA into the dinosaur so it's a human brain? Is that where they were going?
That's where they were going to go.
Movie?
Well, not after this movie, but after Jurassic Park 3, that was what they were going to do.
Yeah, but it seemed like they were thinking about it again with this shit.
Yeah. Like I think
they
were
like, how about we just do black market?
Yeah, well, they were testing the waters with this movie, and then when everybody just laughed at it, they were like, okay, we'll dial it back a little bit. But with that, we've actually arrived at the grand finale of this. Well, I hesitate to call it a roller coaster ride. Jurassic Park 3 was a roller coaster ride. This movie is something differently entirely. But essentially, since we need the movie to end now, Owen is going to convince the Raptors to be on his side again because I don't know. I can't even begin to imagine what stupid nonsense Colin wanted us to think was going on here, beyond just associating human traits with these things, even more beyond what Jurassic Park 3 was even expecting from us.
Ow. Why would you do that? Don't do that.
No, they're hyper intelligent.
No.
They know
No, they're not.
He put down his weapon.
They spared no expense.
Ow.
I guess this does mark the point where Blue becomes a character that matters. Yeah, there's some layers of depressing to that sentence, isn't there? I haven't talked about Blue at all because for the most part, she's been completely irrelevant to this film and has mostly just blended in with the other Raptors. Owen did make the comment that she's the proverbial second in command, but other than that, it's just another Velociraptor with blue decal. And of course, there's some funny contradictions here in that the film wants us to consider this a warm bonding moment between Owen and Blue, when in reality, it means absolutely nothing. And if anything, if you want us to associate human traits with these animals, it just shows how weak-minded and indecisive Blue is, because her loyalty can be flipped like a coin at any given circumstance, depending on who's having a conversation with her at the time.
Calham! Do I have to, Dad? He means he's important. Calham! Oh, no! Do it!
Yeah, what happened to imprinting on these stupid things when they're born, Owen? Blue and the rest of the Raptors immediately swapped sides as soon as the Indominus gurgled at them for a few seconds.
You aren't part of the family anymore, Mr. Pratt.
Yeah. I enjoyed our time together, Mr. Pratt, but I fear our journey is at an end.
And there goes his hand.
Yeah.
Chomp.
Ow, nom, nom, nom.
Blue, I know you're going through your rebellious phase, but as your dad, all right, you gotta have to stop following these bad influences.
It's like, Blue,
I
I'm
know-
your mum, and I care about you, okay?
I know you're doing catnip, Blue.
You're my favorite chicken. Oh, now they're friends. Look, see, because he took the hat off.
He's like, I am not a gun.
He's like, you looked like a dick in that hat. He's like, you're right, Chris, I did. Now we are friends again.
Tried to murder you, did murder a bunch of other people, but now it's okay because the movie says it is. Blue is a character that you like now. Right now. It starts right now. You like this thing now. This is the nice velociraptor that has empathy and wants to cuddle with you while you watch Sex and the City. That's where we're at in this franchise now, everyone. Bigger, scarier dinosaurs were never the way to appeal to audiences. I don't know what we were thinking with that. We just have to take the ones that we have now and do this to them. Do it to the T-Rex, too. Actually, never mind. We probably can't get away with that one. Just make it a superhero instead. Apologize for the Spinosaurus again while you're at it. What is this nonsense see?
Do your duty and end him, Blue.
Fraternizing with the enemy.
I am your master.
I can't. But he helped raise me.
You guys were gonna do it 5 minutes ago. Just do it.
You're useless. Useless, useless.
Ah,
Fool.
Poor Boo.
Your compassion makes you weak. I will deal with him myself.
Yeah. But truth be told, there really isn't a lot more to talk about from here on out. Basically, it's just Colin slamming action figures together for a few minutes, and then the movie just ends. I mean, it's not like we have any character arcs to wrap up. What exactly did Owen do in this movie other than exist and act as an excuse for the camera to move between scenes? What exactly did Claire do? I don't even know who these two are. I've already forgotten their names again. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of an odd one because this is another one of those movies that just kind of stops instead of actually having an ending. There's certainly a lot more dressing on it this time, don't get me wrong, but after the Indominus is killed, it kind of just shrugs its shoulders and shuffles off stage. But yeah, that's essentially it. Not really a lot else to talk about from here on out. So now my job becomes easier. Let's let the crew take center stage for this one, shall we?
We need more.
We need more.
Teeth. We need more teeth.
Oh, you're just rambling. Shut up.
Wait, are they gonna call in more dinosaurs?
Yeah.
They're gonna call in more dinosaurs?
Of course.
That's
of course they are.
They need more teeth. and because dinosaurs know heroism, they will go and attack the Indominus Rex.
Right, yes.
So, like, I'm convinced that the writer had a stroke.
Forget this ending. We need something bigger in it.
Yeah. Like, that doesn't make any sense at all, and I don't know how Claire derived what she derived from it. Like, the writer, the writer just completely
just say we need a fucking bigger dinosaur to kill this thing.
We need something else to help the raptors. Like,
even then, it's fucking crazy. There's fucking dinosaurs everywhere, just tearing shit up. Like, hey, what if we release more?
Shoot him with your 45-70.
Oh yeah, he has been.
Well,
it hasn't been doing
shoot
anything.
him somewhere effective. Is his eye made of Kevlar?
Yes. Yeah. That part's made out of tungsten.
Yeah. Whoa.
I need you to open Paddock 9.
Oh, what could it be?
What could it be, viewer?
What could it be?
Is it gonna be fucking nostalgia bait?
I doubt it.
Is it gonna be a fucking cool cameo reference?
So they open it up and Alan Grant walks out.
No, it's Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum walks out.
Jeff Goldblum steps out. It appears you need my help.
Hey, Zach.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you remember the T-Rex?
They had to get the flare and the everything.
Yeah,
I hate this.
Yeah.
And it's not just killing her right now.
No.
Right now.
No.
I want a scene where the thing opens and we just hear the Darth Vader breathing.
Oh my god, it's the... By the way, this T-Rex should be old as fuck.
Oh, it's fine.
Aren't they saying it's like the one from like the first one or something?
Yes, they are.
It is.
Yeah. Do you remember me?
Do you remember the first movie?
I remember me. I'm from the first movie.
I'm the mascot of the franchise.
It would be great if the T-Rex was like, "Yeah, let's be friends," just like with
Yeah.
the Raptors.
If we team up, we can kill them faster.
Yeah.
If we team up, we can get free.
Well, I can only see them when they're moving. That's a bit of an obstacle.
I'll get them moving.
Join me, my Rex brother.
Is the T-Rex gonna outfight this thing?
That would be
Because if it does, then this entire project was a fucking waste of time.
Oh, that would be silly. Because, Red, there needs to be a message of teamwork in this movie, don't you see?
I see.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to make really another T-Rex with long arms.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Time to die.
It's like watching a Transformers movie. Half the time I can't tell which one's which.
Yep.
Come on, suplex them.
Yeah. Where's the guy from?
Ropes.
Yeah, where's
Oh,
the Japanese guy from Godzilla to go? Let them fight.
Yeah. I'd like to think that the T-Rex was still trying to eat them there.
Yeah, he's just trying to bite them. I know I'm fighting for my life here, but I'm starving.
No, not Samantha, the T-Rex. I don't fucking know.
Her name is Rexy.
Yeah, I think everybody just calls her Rexy.
That's gay. I'm gonna call her Tam.
See how cool it is? It killed a T-Rex.
Well, not yet.
Well, I mean, it did win.
You fool, you could not match my power. Oh my god, it's a raptor to save the day.
Oh my god.
But no, guys.
Do they know how old T-Rexes could
But guys, wait. Player 3 has entered the battle.
Look at that.
The only one we have is
That's so silly.
And here, Red, here is the true power of teamwork.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh god.
Bum, 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 bum,
Bag,
bum.
motherfucker.
Gets eaten, jumps into his mouth.
Yeah.
That's what should have happened.
This is the part of the movie where I said, okay, this is getting ridiculous.
Oh, now it's getting ridiculous.
Yeah. It was serviceable
Right.
before.
Well,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
from the dinosaurs fighting perspective, like,
Yeah.
okay, now we're getting into fucking Looney Tunes here.
But Dan, look, the T-Rex and the Raptor are teaming up. Isn't that cute?
Yeah, clearly.
Sure are.
Yeah, yeah. So now that the Raptors
they're tag teaming up. Dude, oh my god, I love it. It's beautiful. Of course they do.
Like,
some reason.
explosion,
Yeah.
Oh yeah!
So like
but
now
guys,
that the
this
over
is
now that the
wrestling.
chicken is attacking him, now the T-Rex can actually beat him.
Player
Well,
3
yeah,
has entered.
Yeah,
Well,
player
it
3
gets,
is entered.
it gets a 10% buff to its attack.
But yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the Indominus Rex is like 300 attack power, the T-Rex is 250, but the Velociraptor adds 50 but gets a buff because he's helping out.
The Mosasaur's like, my turn, I'm hungry.
Come here, come
I
here.
was set up earlier in the movie. This makes sense.
But I now have to go in the wiki.
See, Dan, in the first movie, the T-Rex and the Raptors were against each other. Now they're allies.
Yes, yes.
It's
Character
poetry, it
development.
rhymes. Yeah.
Wow.
They've gone through a character arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dinosaurs have character.
All right.
They're
all right,
unironically
Best
more
character,
character than
best
humans.
Come on.
You can't do
Here
this
we
to me.
go. Here
Do you
it
know how
is.
much I sacrificed?
I know where we are. Going.
And this one's just chilling, just having the greatest eating of its
Oh
fucking
boy,
life.
dinner.
That's not fair,
For no
though.
reason.
We don't even know this guy.
That's fine. This
Alrighty.
is gonna feed me for a fucking year.
Well, yeah. All the way up to Fallen Kingdom. And the T-Rex and
Does
the
it, like,
Velociraptor
escape or
shook
something?
hands and
Yeah. They nodded
Yeah,
they nodded in mutual
they,
respect.
Yep.
They're gonna dap each other up here.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we just have a T-Rex out. Well,
No, he goes back to his cage.
Right. It's like, hey, you're all right, kid. I'm tired.
Fist bump and walk. Oh, nice. Into the sunset. Fuck yeah.
Guys, what when we know what's gonna happen, the T-Rex like, I must find a vantage point for the closing scene of the movie.
You know, yeah, honestly, I would have just had fucking Blue go with Owen or something. Fuck it, why not? Like, it's silly and goofy, but like, at least embrace the fact that now it's like a family pet or something.
Yeah, this is now my this is my pet dog.
This guy.
I am renaming you to Pickles.
Tom Pickles.
And Blue is gonna be all by herself until she has a baby all by herself.
This guy is actually the one who did fucking nothing.
Yeah.
No, he opened the door, Tom.
He did open the nostalgia baiting. He did do that.
He did, yeah.
What would they have done without the nostalgia baiting, Tom?
I don't know. What could any of us do without the nostalgia baiting?
Why didn't they let the Spinosaurus out? That one was like clearly better.
Yeah, I bet they got a whole bunch of lawsuits now.
Nah,
I don't think the company exists anymore.
Yeah, I think InGen's probably done at this point. Like, I think this was strike 3.
Can you imagine them at like the legal hearing? So like, well, you let these dinosaurs out, thousands of people died, but you didn't close the park, so we'll let you reopen. You know, so that's.
What the fuck was that?
That is acting.
I don't agree. I'm gonna have to disagree with you there, Chief.
Are you guys still getting a divorce? Yes, but that's okay.
No, we're already divorced. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And we both decided that you're living with your uncle. We don't like you.
So what do we do now?
Probably stick together.
Stick together, man. Chris Pratt really is like generic action man.
He really
dude,
is.
Bro.
He really
this
is.
movie he really is so one-dimensional.
These two will stick together until they split before the second movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they'll be back together for the third movie.
Yep.
Yeah. You nailed it.
There's still dinosaurs gonna be loose everywhere. A bunch of the gates are fucked. Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Everything isn't fixed.
They just consolidated for the dinosaurs.
InGen has to split into a separate company again.
Yep. Change their name.
InGen 2 Electric
ICN.
I can't wait for them to go to Malta one day.
One day.
One day, Claire will be running on rooftops from raptors in Malta.
Yeah. I'm the T-Rex from the first movie. Did you guys know that?
Look at the T-Rex just like walking off like it's the hero of the story. Like, my work is done.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, he's king of the jungle again.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Weren't the kids essential to the plot?
Right? Aren't you glad they were there? They contributed so much. We will give you all of the things that you think you want, and then use it for your very undoing. Jurassic World, everyone.
That was awful.
Yeah, that movie's still terrible. Still hate it. It's still like fucking like a 3 out of 10 if I'm being generous.
That movie's awful.
Well, Red, aren't you happy that you've now seen this movie? Aren't you glad?
I mean, on the plus side, Red saw a dinosaur get hit with a rocket launcher, which is pretty funny.
You did.
I don't think it's one of the best ones.
So it's not all bad.
I still think I'd rather watch most of this movie than most of Lost World, because this movie didn't feel like it dragged on for 6 years, while Lost World ended and then it kept going.
Yeah.
It was always meant to be free.
Oh, what a stupid film.
What a stupid movie, man.
And we thought after watching this it couldn't get worse.
Oh, but little did we know.
Little did we know.
Speak for yourself. I knew.
We were
going to be bad.
We were all of us deceived. For another film was made.
Yeah.
One far stupider.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jurassic World, my mom thought it was like, she thought it was kind of dumb, but she didn't hate it. She's like, yeah, it was kind of fun, and I was like, no, it is one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen. And obviously that was way back when, so it has been topped many times.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, technically speaking, this is the best of the new trilogy. Like I don't think that there's. I don't think that's a controversial thing to say. I think that's
no, like Jurassic World generally did have some stuff I liked in it. It's just overall I thought it was terrible.
Yeah.
But I've heard that as they went on, there wasn't anything in it.
So you haven't seen Fallen Kingdom then?
No.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
You're in for a treat.
Yes, indeed.
That, like, it's because I watched through it with Dan and Tom fairly recently, and it is wild. Like, because, you know, like up until now, it's been like, you know, a steady decline in quality. It's like, you know, Lost World and then Jurassic Park 3 is like, okay, they're debatable. And then Jurassic World's like, okay, yeah, that's obviously worse. And then just Fallen Kingdom is just like straight off of a cliff, dude. Like, it's jarring how much more bad Fallen Kingdom is compared to this one. If Jurassic Park 3 were the cracks, this movie was the crumbling, as a public yearning for more dinosaurs witnessed the franchise as it's falling to pieces. Appropriate given what the next movie is called. Jurassic World is a film that came to us at a very interesting point in the old history. 14 years is a long time to go without a new entry to something, especially nowadays, and a public that was previously very grumpy about Jurassic Park 3 had almost all but forgotten the events of the past and were willing to push this movie into being the second most successful film for the entire year, essentially assuring that we will be fed a new Jurassic movie every 3 or 4 years for decades to come. Long gone are the days of Michael Crichton's philosophical science fiction and the deeper meanings to the moral repercussions of reviving a dead past. In its place is something much more palatable, more appealing to the alleged modern audience we keep hearing about, and certainly not bogged down with any philosophical questions that might detract from the explosions we're filling the screen with. Long gone are the days of actually having even remotely fleshed out characters. Don't get me wrong, Alan Grant and Ian Malcolm weren't the most multi-layered of characters, but the reason they were compelling didn't necessarily come from that, moreover than it did the backgrounds that they had and the journeys that they went through that made them look like real people. Alan Grant, the gruff paleontologist who led 2 children to safety through an island packed with dinosaurs, and Ian Malcolm, the chaos theory guy. Let's not make mistakes here. Grant's the better of the 2 characters here. Jeff Goldblum was just memed into popularity. That doesn't mean he's the greater of the 2 titans. However, he was not without his own journey. He was nearly killed by the T-Rex. He was killed in the book until Crichton changed his mind in Lost World. He isn't exactly one that you could say was protected with plot armor, at least in the first movie. And within that vulnerability, it not only humanizes him, but it further presses the danger that these animals pose. I digress. Their replacements? Owen. He was in the Navy. And Claire. She wasn't in the Navy. Congratulations, here's your patented will never die badges. If you could just predominantly display those over your foreheads the whole trilogy, that would be great. I barely talk about Owen in this video, and the only reason I was able to scrape together a few paragraphs about Claire was because there's third-party character building for her. But in the end, these 2 aren't actually people, and the movie certainly doesn't try to hide treating them as such. If anything, I would almost theorize that this was done intentionally, because the studio wanted audience members to be able to easily put themselves over the faces of these 2 and envision themselves in these situations that the movie was presenting, instead of 2 people we were following through it. There's certainly some psychological and philosophical discussions I could go on about just from that, but I'll spare you considering the length of this video. But these characters are not characters. They are talking props, meant to move from shot to shot so that we can still have the progression of events that will give this the defining traits of what a movie is. And what movie are we going to be doing? Well, this is a Jurassic Park movie. People liked the first one, but some of them were kind of iffy on the 2 that came afterwards. So we're going to do the first movie again, but with different splotches of paint thrown throughout so that people can't just say that we're just full on redoing it. There were kids in the first movie. Put kids in this movie. A dinosaur got out in the first movie. Make a dinosaur get out in this movie. Why were there dinosaurs in the first movie? Well, they were in a theme park. Did people like it? Yes. Say no more. The PR team can figure out logistics later. Ah yes, Spinosaurus. People didn't like when we did that.
man, we're not going to make that mistake again. All right, men, the goal is clear. Make the entirety of Jurassic Park 4 a metaphor for corporations trying to one-up themselves by doing bigger and better things, but then show that they were wrong by the end of it by making the old thing ultimately come out victorious against it. Yes, dear viewer, it's not like this wasn't clear from the start, but Jurassic World was an apology for the Spinosaurus. The Indominus Rex existed only as a metaphor for it because we sure as hell aren't going to bring it back. We are going to emphasize that it is its own thing entirely, even portraying it as a different metaphor altogether, because look at how self-aware we are. We're poking fun at trends of real-world situations, but it is imperative that no matter how OP we make this thing, we need to have it lose to the T-Rex so the audience can see that it's better. Well, after it gets help from the new Raptor character that we're pushing for marketing reasons. Let's not get too crazy with this. And where do we go from here, you may be asking? Fallen Kingdom. That's where. We were already going down a slide. Now the slide's about to go off of a cliff.
Oh boy, I can't wait to watch the next one.
Oh, yes,
man.
you can.
Oh man, it's
Yes, you can.
man.
Zach, you don't understand.
You're probably
You don't understand how dumb the next movie is. The next movie is worse than every other Jurassic Park movie.
Oh man.
But man,
I'd rather watch Lost World twice
no.
than watch this next movie.
Oh, no.
This next movie's AIDS, but thank God we're not watching it tonight. Because fuck that shit.
I mean, we just watched a movie about a genetically modified
Raptor
T-Rex.
I am telling you
that has
I'm telling you
and hyper intelligence to the point of doing traps.
You don't understand what's in the next.
I guess
movie,
I don't.
You don't understand.
Is it time travel?
Exciting times lie ahead, let me tell you. Once again, I would like to thank you all for taking the time to watch a movie with us all. If you've made it this far, and if you're new here, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and join us as the journey continues. We got one more Jurassic movie to tackle before Rebirth, dear viewer, and I hope you'll be able to join us for it. And until we arrive in this fallen kingdom, I will bid you farewell for now. Thank you once again, and stay well. Well, we only have one more left to watch, so...
Yeah, it's...
Yep. Jurassic Park 3 again.
Yep.
No,
that movie's
it's
good.
It's the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous show.
I'm not watching that.